that we should adopt the automatic qualifying in terms of the college football playoff, and this might be the most important one, right, is that we give every reason for college football to preserve non-conference games that mean a lot to the history of the game and to the fan bases and the former players and everybody that's been associated with it. So I'm very hopeful that we can get there, and I'm very hopeful that we play this game forever.
So the Big Ten wants those automatic qualifiers, meaning that if they lost the Notre Dame game.
Podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1, find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2, stream it now. Miss Hour 3, download it for later. Miss Hour 4, well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Hey friends, if you're looking to expand your business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us at sales@nextroundlive.com to be part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential consumers on our ever-expanding platform. Let the Next Round help take your business to the next level. Get more information by emailing us at sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level with the Next Round. When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Rhoback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Rhoback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Rhoback.com, promo code TNR20.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Let's go on a Tuesday live show now as we work our way towards training camps. We'll talk SEC football, Alabama and Auburn football a lot in the show today. Thanks to Forrester, who's putting together 102 pieces of content today. I've overstocked it because throughout the show a couple of times I want to do Mike Rader used to do a segment on the Zone that Forrester used to work with. I think it was called Here Comes the Judge or something like that. Guilty or Innocent. I forget how they did it. But it was on the Zone on Sunday nights on ABC 3340 for years. So I've got two different segments, about 7 items, all that I've sent to Forrester at the last second. And we'll do later on throughout the show 2 different times, a little tribute to Mike Rada and the old Zone at 3340 on a Here Comes the Judge.
You're wearing your new hat, I just noticed.
I am. It's the cocky hat.
Wait, were you wearing it for Chris Marlar?
I was going to wear.
Who has lost his voice?
I was going to wear it for Chris Marlar, who is going to be on the show today. He does Locked On SC for South Carolina.
Yep.
And he was going to jump on, and this is a South Carolina hat from University Traditions, and I was going to have it on for him and surprise him with a little cocky hat. And Maggie had already left. She refuses to let me wear it, so I threw it on and was going to wear it for the show today. Taylor, Korn, Jim Dunaway, the guys are off. Well-deserved vacation. Lance and Brownie are off on family vacations. They'll be back with us a week next Monday, and we'll get into our football season mode. Taylor Tannenbaum, ACC Network, fan favorite of the show, will be with us in the next segment. She's going to replace Chris Marlar, who lost his voice. He woke up this morning and was like, I'm so sorry, Jim. I battled a cough. I got it at SEC Media Days, and he couldn't do it. He'll come on when he gets his voice back. We love Marlar. Vern Funquist on social media. Taylor, nice enough to slide in. So we have 2 Taylors on the show the next segment. We'll talk about the ACC and a lot that's going on. She was at, of course, ACC Media Days, and we will talk to her about the reality of Clemson, Carson Beck in Miami, and all of that that's going on. Can Florida State bounce back? She had a chance to see Thomas Castellanos and all that around Alabama. So we'll talk to Taylor. One of my favorite people on social media to follow is Tyler Siskey. You know him from McCready and Siskey, their podcast, very popular. And Siskey, who has helped build Alabama's dynasty with Nick Saban and has worked with Hugh Freeze. He'll be with us at 10:30 Central today. And we'll talk to Siskey. And I promise we don't know what we'll talk about, but it's always fun when Tyler Siskey is behind a microphone.
Very entertaining. Very entertaining.
And then EG will join us from campus at 11 Central to talk Alabama football. as they report today, as they do down at Auburn. And camps start tomorrow. So EG in Tuscaloosa today, in Auburn on Wednesday. And we'll hear from EG as she does her usual on-campus tour. But as we get going, Taylor, I want to start with Deion Sanders. And before we get into everything that was announced yesterday, I want to say up front that I did not believe Deion Sanders was in this for the long haul. When he started coaching at Colorado, I felt like it was him. And I'll be honest, it's going to be totally incorrect now. I thought Deion Sanders was being the coach at Colorado so that his son could leave Jackson State, go to Colorado, and have a bigger platform to play on. I didn't know Shunnarah Sanders would be as good as he is. He was. Travis Hunter was a 5-star recruit. He is tremendous. And Deion Sanders, I doubted his ability to coach, but I also doubted his ability to want to coach. He's a icon of my childhood who I thought, he doesn't need to coach. He doesn't need the money. Why is he doing this? But after everything I heard yesterday, there's no way you go back to work on a public platform with what he's dealing with unless you want, I get chills just thinking about it, unless you 100% want to do this and it's a passion for you. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree 100%. And I don't think that you were alone in thinking that. And I think that's why a lot of the speculation yesterday before he had the press conference was that he was calling it quits. Or calling it quits is probably a bad way to put it, but he was going to be done. Because remember, months ago, after last season, it was he's going to go to the NFL. And his name was getting thrown around for NFL jobs. And I don't know that many people really expected him to be back at Colorado this year. And then when you hear that he's having health issues, not knowing how serious they were until yesterday, that seemed like if he was, like you said, going to be done after his kids were gone, it seems like that would have been the time to do it. Yeah. So the fact that he's not, he's shutting down a lot of those rumors in my mind.
I don't know, and it's a personal flaw of mine. I saw the chat room yesterday. You guys can act all high and mighty today if you want to, but I saw the chat room yesterday, and I've been a part of it several times on this platform where we've doubted him, questioned him, his motives. And I saw it yesterday. Some of you were thinking and saying it, and I, in the back of my mind, didn't necessarily 100% disagree with you that this was going to be an easy out for him. He was going to announce some health issue that was going to be an out for him to where he wouldn't have to coach a team that could go, 4-8 this year. Yeah. And I was like, this was going to be an easy out. But I want you to listen to what went on yesterday, and we'll walk through it a little bit because some of this stuff I didn't know was possible. I live in one of the great medical cities thanks to the University of Alabama, Birmingham, UAB, and the great hospitals and research centers we have in the city that I live in. And I think we were Forrester may remember this, Tyler, you may remember this, Taylor, you may remember this. I think our city was the first place in the world they did a kidney transplant, maybe back in the 70s. Like, we were on the cutting edge of the research. I mean, UAB has done remarkable things, and I can't remember if it's a kidney, lung, it was some kind of transplant. We were the first in the world to successfully perform it. It was here in Birmingham at UAB. So I've never heard that you can have your bladder removed and them create a new bladder inside your body out of your small intestines for you.
Yeah, I was also unaware of that.
I didn't know it was possible.
First kidney transplant in Alabama.
In Alabama was at UAB, not in the world.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it was a small world for me back then.
Hey, it's still impressive.
It's still impressive. But we do remarkable things in our city. Listen to the doctor. I need to have her name here.
I think one of them is Lauren, I think.
Lauren. This is Dr. Janet Correa. We'll go with Correa. She talks about Deion Sanders. And first of all, I admired Deion approaching this news conference the way he did because he was humble, but he had a great sense of humor about it. Here's the doc.
So we did discuss options. We discussed some options of treatment in the bladder, and we discussed bladder removal as well. Given his commitments to his family and to the team, elected to undergo a bladder removal. We performed a full robot-assisted laparoscopic bladder removal and creation of a new bladder. And I am pleased to report that the results from the surgery are that he is cured from the cancer.
You can clap, it's okay.
Give a clap, it's okay. And I don't know what it is with us media people. We sit in these news conferences, and I was taught this. You don't clap. You don't clap. It's you're the media. You're the journalist. You're not supposed to clap. You know.
A little bit of a different situation here, I feel like.
It is, and it was okay to clap, I think. Man is cancer-free, bladder removed, and we'll get to some of his other comments, but according to the news conference, 50% chance that if he had not had his bladder removed and had done the chemo treatments, that it could have spread to the muscle, and if it had done that, a 10% survival rate. So it's an aggressive cancer. If it had gotten out of the bladder elsewhere in his body, a 10% survival rate. So he had to choose to do chemo and take a 50-50 chance, or remove his bladder and deal with all the stuff you're going to hear Deion talk about. And that was happening back during spring practice in April, while the draft was going on, while we were all questioning Deion Sanders.
And that was something that I found so interesting, was that he talked about how he didn't tell really anyone, and I'm surprised that news didn't get out. And he talked about that as well. He said, the team, the medical team, the people that were very close to me throughout the situation did a great job of keeping this close to the vest. But he talked about the fact that he didn't tell his kids because he wanted them to focus on making the team after the draft. But he mentioned, like you said, the NFL draft. He said, everyone's analyzing, I'm paraphrasing here, but everyone's, analyzing the body language, the facial expressions, everything that's going on, because there is so much coverage on Shedeur and Shiloh. And he said no one had any clue what was really going on, and including his kids. Yeah,
the daughters did,
right.
Which I found interesting that, they were strong enough to handle it. And we all know men, we're horrible patients. I mean, we are. My wife can have 102 temp and still go about the family business. If I, eat bad lasagna and get a little gassy, I'm laid up on the couch. You know what I mean? It just, women they're better patients than we are. But Deion did not have to go through, I'm going to say public embarrassment, but he's not embarrassed about it. And I don't guess any of us should be. Here's Deion Sanders, cut 7, just about his passion to deal with all of this and go back to coach a football team that all of us think are going to be 4-8. Here's Deion.
I always knew I was going to coach again. I didn't realize I was going to coach again. I was always going to coach. It was never in my spirit, in my heart, that God wouldn't allow me to coach again. That's never thought like that. It's just that I didn't want to be running down to the hospital once a week when I got all this on my plate. I didn't want that. And I was even like, okay, can they bring one of the machines and put them in the office? I'm serious, dead serious.
We had a lot of conversations.
A lot of conversations. Yeah. And Doc would look at me like, he is crazy.
No.
Yes, no. I saw it in your eyes. He is crazy. Is he like this when he coached? Yeah. But we worked it out.
If I have a bad day at work, I tell 16 people I had a bad day at work. Deion Sanders kept it from his sons, except for Junior, who's with him all the time, and said he never left his side. And then the part that is going to be embarrassing for some people, but not for Deion Sanders. And literally, Deion Sanders may save lives by doing this the way he's doing this. One more from Deion Sanders. And we read a lot of commercials here. I love that he dropped this in here, and I hope he's a spokesperson, and I hope they pay him millions of dollars to be an amazing face for this product. Listen in.
It's a whole life change. I can't, and I'm gonna be transparent, I can't pee like I used to pee. It's totally different. I'm I depend on the pen. You know, if you know what I mean. I truly depend on the pen. Like I cannot control my bladder. So I get up and go to the bathroom already 4 or 5 times a night. But then I'm sitting up there waking up, you know, like my grandson. We in the same thing. You know, we got the same problem right now. We going through the same trials and tribulations. We're trying to see who has the heaviest bag at the end of the night. Like it's ridiculous. But I'm making a joke out of it, but it's real. Like it is real. It is real. It is real. So if you see porta potty on the sideline, it's real. Okay. I'm just telling you right now, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see the practice. You're gonna see one because it is unbelievable. Like dozing off and waking up. First thing I'm grabbing my crotch to see if I peed on myself. And it's just totally different. And I know there's a lot of people out there going through what I'm going through and dealing with what I'm dealing with. And let's stop being ashamed of it. And let's deal with it. And let's deal with it head on.
If he didn't want to coach, he would be done. Like you said earlier, I feel like that description of the things that he's going to have to accommodate to while also trying to run a program, it's not by any means convenient. Yeah. And again, like you said, if he wasn't in it, then I don't think that anyone would frown upon this being the reason that he did walk away if that's what he had decided to do.
He made enough money. He's made enough money to where he doesn't have to work. Absolutely could sit there and, you know, live off of the money he's made, probably still make money, endorsing things, doing other, you know, he could do a podcast. He was a very popular media guy, could do anything. But he's going to coach, going to keep coaching, and very publicly, with a porta potty on the sidelines, home and away on the practice field, is going to talk publicly about this. An amazing news conference from Deion Sanders yesterday. Brave, not only in the battle against cancer, like so many of you watching us have dealt with or are dealing with, but also the fact that he wants to be out front, saying, guys, women, get checked. Hats off. Wants to coach. Didn't want to coach, wouldn't be there. No doubt about it. Look at Deion Sanders different today than I did yesterday.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people do, and it was sad, too, because there were, like I showed you, before the news conference even started, people just going ahead and speculating, saying, you know, this is it. This is what he's going to announce. Obviously, that was inaccurate, but I think he proved a lot of people wrong, whether or not the vast majority thought this was going to be, you know, hey, I'm done. This shows how badly he wants to do it, and it will shut down the speculation, and it shows his commitment to Colorado and to coaching, to his players, to his support staff.
I wanted to give a little tip of the hat to Deion Sanders to start the show there. I know a lot of people have talked about it in the last 24 hours, and it's not right here in our home, but I wanted to get to it just to say different look at Deion Sanders today with a lot more respect and for his passion for the game, because he did not have to coach and a lot of people would not. Not on the script. Next part of our opening segment here, Taylor's going to talk Heisman odds with us. I just saw her social media feed.
Oh, yeah.
So stand by on that. I wanted to put this ad first today, one of our great sponsors, because of what Deion's going through. Urology Centers of Alabama is there for your health, and not just for men. They'll take care of the women in your life too, but for the guys listening, from prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between, they have you covered with 16 great locations. Find the one near you, like Deion said, man. Get checked. 205-930-0920, 205-930-0920, or urologycentersalabama.com. For over 70 years, UCA has provided state-of-the-art, patient-centered urological care with integrity and compassion. That's why I use urologycentersalabama.com myself. You should too. Go check them out. While we're on the subject, it is part of the reason we lost the great Ryne Sandberg yesterday. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which is very curable with early detection. He beat it. It came back. and spread. And at age 65, Ryne Sandberg, one of the greats, passed away yesterday in baseball. Way before your time, Taylor and Tyler and a lot of you watching. We used to watch day baseball on WGN. Harry Carey was the play-by-play guy, and Ryne Sandberg was a star, especially in 1984. I can remember it was Van Halen's Jump. It was their entry music. It was what they would start the broadcast with. You know, time now for Cubs baseball. Time now for Cubs baseball. And they would play You Might As Well Jump, the Van Halen song. It was a great year for the Cubs, and nobody was better than Ryne Sandberg. He was the first power-hitting middle infielder. When I was growing up, you put your little, we called them punch and judies, guys that just hit singles, or guys who couldn't hit, that were only there for the glove. They played shortstop and second base. And I was a little guy. I was a second baseman for a lot of my life. And Ryne Sandberg made that a manly position. He hit home runs. He was a power hitter. He was a stud. And is one of the great Cubs of all time. He's got a statue outside. And we lost a good one in Ryne Sandberg. Fitting that the Cubs are playing good baseball right now. And just so sad to lose Ryne Sandberg at 65. Seems like a very young age. And it stirred up a lot of memories for the way we used to consume sports back in the day. WGN was about as pure of a raw broadcast you could get. No bells and whistles. It just was good afternoon baseball, and it was fantastic.
I saw a cool story on Twitter yesterday, and I wish that I saved it because I would give credit to whoever posted about it. But someone, after the news of his passing, sent out a tweet saying, I randomly, spur of the moment, had these old baseball cards that I found of his, and I sent them just with a note asking, sent to what address, I don't know, but got them to him somehow, asking if he would mind autographing them, and said that he, a few weeks ago, got them back in the mail, autographed.
Unbelievable.
Saying, obviously now, you know, it's crazy, the timing of all of this, but I thought that was a pretty cool story.
Yeah. Dave says, I love going to my grandparents during the summer and watching the Cubs in the day and the Braves at night. Laura said, a lot of Cub fans watching WGN in Alabama became Cubs fans because you could watch them. Barry said, 1984 Cubs, special year because Chicago had not been good for years. They always sucked when I was a kid. And then all of a sudden when Sandberg's year, Sandberg, Mark Grace, it seems like you guys helped me in the chat room. There was a catcher, or maybe Bobby from Homewood, remembers this, maybe too far ago for Bobby. I don't know how old Bobby is, but it seems like Harry Carey, they had a catcher, and for some reason I want to say his name was Jody. Can't remember his last name, but I want to say it was Jody. And when he would hit a home run, Taylor, Harry Carey, who would drink a few Budweisers or 10 during a game, would sing like the whole time. He would run around the bases during the home run like, Jody Davis, Jody Davis, the whole time around. And I'm butchering it. I can't remember exactly what he did, but from in my head as a teenager, that's what he was singing as he ran the bases. That may not even be his name, but in my head is Jody that's popping in. No prep there. Barry says it is Davis. But he would sing, if I remember correctly, him going around the home run, Jody, and just off key. Harry couldn't sing like I couldn't sing. And it was just great baseball that year. It was unbelievable.
How times have changed.
Yeah. I had a Sunbird, had hair, had a sunroof in my Sunbird. It's the Sunbird that I changed my own oil in and forgot to put the plug in and ruined the car. Yep.
Yeah,
life lesson right there. Take it down to the old oil changing place. Let professionals do that stuff. Pritch Law says, Bobby remembers all this stuff. Trust me. Scott says, White Sox fans, Forster, back row. Give it to me. Don't just type it. Tell me. I mean, this is the enemy. What did you think of Sandberg?
It was the enemy, but I remember afternoons I would always be at my grandparents' house when I was a kid, and it was always you always had the Braves on TBS and the Cubs on WGN, and I don't know how I didn't turn out a Braves or Cubs fan because those were always on, but I watched a lot of Cubs baseball as a kid.
Yeah,
and loved the way that guy played.
Can't beat him. Ryne Sandberg passing away at the age of 65. It's our Bojangles Tender Moment of the Day, brought to you by our friends at Bojangles. Known for their tenders, hand-breaded chicken tenders with all the great sauces you get there. Our friends at Bojangles, go check them out right now. Find your favorite sauce with the hand-breaded tenders. It is Bo time with our friends at Bojangles. We appreciate them so much. And the memories of Ryne Sandberg. Sports is great, man. I love the memories that they create, the friendships they create, the enemies they create. We have a lot of laughs about Bama and Auburn and all that. Speaking of which, you were telling me, or not telling me, you were telling all your followers on TikTok, some Heisman odds have changed. Update the world on young Jackson Arnold.
They have. And this is the kind of stuff that I'll just randomly glance at throughout the offseason because sometimes there are massive changes that happen. And Jackson Arnold, it was a couple of weeks ago. I don't know exactly when this occurred, but he was sitting at about plus 4,500. I feel like which is fair. I mean, I wouldn't expect him to have short odds to win the Heisman. You know, he's a little bit unknown. And then this morning I was looking again, and he now has plus 2,500 odds. John Mateer, DJ Lagway, and Gunnar Stockton, and Dante Moore from Oregon. So massive, massive change. Games obviously have not been played, but I thought that was very interesting.
And what do you think? What do you think's happening?
I don't know. That's why I was, because that seems like a lot of movement for not having seen him on the field. I know there's limitations. Lance coaches us up on the gambling world a lot. I know there's some limitations on the Heisman bets you can make, but some moving odds in a positive way. And and we'll talk to Taylor Tannenbaum next segment, ACC Network. She's back from ACC Media Days. I feel like people are starting to believe in Miami a little bit more. People are believing in Illinois a little bit more. I think people are believing in South Carolina and Florida a little bit more after Media Days. I think talking season sometimes can influence public perception, and that can change the odds. As Walker says, Jackson Arnold having the same odds as DJ Lagway is comical. Everyone raves about Lagway and what he's almost single-handedly making Florida a dark horse contender. Right. Can Jackson Arnold do the same for Auburn? I mean, I think that he has the capability to do it, but we just haven't seen it on the field. You saw DJ Lagway play very good football at times last year, and we just haven't really seen that from Jackson Arnold. So I think that, it makes a lot more sense for that conversation to be had around DJ Lagway. But that was interesting. Also, the fact that he and DJ Lagway were sitting at the same spot on this list. But there's a lot to be seen. Taylor Tannenbaum in the next segment. One more thing in the opening segment to get to after I tell you about our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. You can schedule an absolute free estimate, yes, free, with Greg from Pell City and our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. 3 ways you can do it. You can go to their website, stormrestorationroofing.com. You can call Greg up on his cell phone, 205-542-3531. Or just go to Facebook and follow Greg from Pell City and contact him there. It may be an easiest way for you to do it. Pick one of those and you can get that free no-cost roof inspection. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau as they handle all the storm damage, roofing replacement, and Greg can even, with a builder's license, help with some restoration and repairs as well. Family-owned business. Son's on the crew. Wife helps him. See Andrea down there. Great with insurance agents as well because he's been doing it locally for over 20 years. It's Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531, and our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. Last thing to get to here in our opening segment, after we paid a little tribute there to Ryne Sandberg, was Ronald Acuna's home run last night. 468 feet as the Braves beat Kansas City. Going back in baseball times. They used to have an ad campaign with Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux, Chicks Dig the Long Ball. It was the ad, and they were really good hitters, the Braves pitchers were. But Acuna hit at 468. Do you go ever to a baseball game? No. Yeah. Very, very, very rarely. Last baseball game you went to? Have you ever been to a Braves game? Yes. Years ago.
Years
I don't
ago.
even remember the last baseball. The last baseball game that I went to was actually, I think, in Toronto, Canada.
Oh, wow.
Oddly enough.
Wow.
I was there for one of my cousins got married there, and we had a day of doing nothing. And it was me and my mom, I think, that ended up going. We were just walking around
At the old Sky Dome.
and there were people just selling tickets outside. And we were like, should we just go in? So
Yeah.
it was fun. But I'm not a huge baseball girl. That's, EG loves it. I
Yeah.
watch it rarely.
EG in the pennant race later today with us. Forster, would you rather see a Ronald Acuna 468-foot home run or a great pitching performance for 9 innings and like a no-hitter or a 20 strikeout game like Kerry Wood?
Well, if it's a White Sox pitcher dealing that game, I'd rather see the White Sox. But, I dig the long ball too. Hey, I was just reading a Mark Bowman tweet. Acuna's, I think he's 27 years old. That was his 25th home run that's traveled 450 feet or further in his career.
Wow.
That's a lot of really long home runs for a young dude.
So he's hitting 450-foot plus bombs to match his age. Now, that's pretty impressive. Acuna's home run, amazing last night in Kansas City. We'll talk to the great Taylor Tannenbaum of the ACC Network when we come back about perception of Carson Beck in Miami coming out of ACC Media Days, her big takeaway, and what could be shaping up to be, because Pitt's looking pretty good, an interesting year in the ACC. Our friends at Odie's, one of the more iconic establishments in our area, one of those establishments that gives a city and a neighborhood a little personality. They bring you part of the show. 2 great locations, Odie's Crestline Village in Mountain Brook, also now in the Edgewood location in Homewood. Live music on the weekends. Of course, great food for lunch and dinner today. The perfect spot for a delicious bite to eat or a cocktail after work. We love the cocktails after work. It's our friends at Odie's, back with Taylor Tannenbaum on the other side. This is The Next Round.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shunnarah.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
As we all know, there's no off-season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Alabama, join us over on covercrimson.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on covercrimson.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them The Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hang out with the Next Round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out the Next Round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
No matter the occasion, the Next Round store has you covered with whatever you need. Head over to nextround.store and start filling your cart up now. When you wear your gear, make sure to let us know by posting on socials, and you might just end up seeing yourself during a commercial break. Go browse now at nextround.store and place your order before the break ends.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
All right, let's get to my buddy Taylor Tannenbaum, who we were going to have Chris Martler on. He had no voice, and I called, texted Taylor really quick, and I was like, Taylor, jump on with us at 9:30 to talk ACC football and college football, because another Taylor and I are hosting the show, and she's like, heck yeah, I love y'all's show, love y'all's audience, so I'll jump on. Taylor, thank you. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. I will drop anything for the two of you. So I am happy to do it. I look like a tomato. I just got out of a workout and I don't even care.
No.
Anything for the people of Alabama and beyond.
I think you look fabulous. I love a good workout in the morning. I mean, I never do them, but I hear they're fantastic. They really get your heart going. I never do them, but they're fantastic. Before we talk serious stuff, two things. One, first,
yes.
Do you guys get random text, like spam text on your phone these days? Like for a while, I never got them. Like I had them somehow, but they come all the time now. Do you guys get those? And if so, what's the most reoccurring one you get right now?
So being from Florida, and I'm still on my parents', we're still on the same AT&T bill, even though like I pay my own way, my brother pays his own way, but it's just easier to all stay on a family plan.
Right.
I get a lot of like, your toll for SunPass has not been paid, which is like such a sham. And so you click on the link and don't click on the link is the whole thing, because the poor elderly people in Florida probably do, and now their phone is tapped, and it's the whole thing. I got one yesterday thinking that I was my dad. It said like, Ronald D. Tannebaum, would you like to sell your house? And it had my whole address for like $500K. And I wrote back, no. That's my, like, I know it was spam, but I was like, what? This is crazy. So somebody, I don't know. I don't even know what that would have transpired to be if I would have said yes, but that's probably the craziest, weirdest one I've gotten.
Yeah. That's what I get often, but it's also my parents' house, but it's they just moved, but their old address. And it'll say, hello, Dawn. And then, would you like to sell your property at whatever? And it would be a real address. And that's a
real address?
Yeah, or their old real address.
Oh, wow. Freaky.
And I know. So I don't know what that is, but I get that same thing.
Well, it's funny you say that about the toll. That's what I keep getting, is that I've got a ticket, unpaid ticket that's come due and in Florida. And,
liars.
And I'm like, I mean, I did go through a toll one time in Florida last time LT and I were down for a music festival or something. We did a show and we drove through the toll thing. They took your picture. You send in a 92 cents or $1, whatever. I've done that, paid that. No, I paid it. And now I still get these texts. It's unpaid. And I'm like, come get me. Come get me.
You know what? They will find you if they want the money. So that's why I'm
right.
like, I'm not, no.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to bring up before we talk serious football with Taylor Tannenbaum of the ACC Network on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
My favorite hotline, yeah.
Yeah, your favorite. Call me Alabama, exactly. You know how unbelievable Taylor is. Taylor Korn, to my right, is at social media.
I do.
And we love good content. The poison gummy thing that you guys did was tremendous. Like in my head, I was going to do it this week on the show to fill some time, one segment here. Explain to everybody that may have missed it. Go check out Taylor's feed on the poison gummy challenge.
So basically, look, I am a millennial, but I still have not like gotten hooked on the TikTok thing. Like I have to actively try to be on TikTok, but it's a trending thing. Like you, Taylor, definitely know this because I know you're all over social media. So you've put a plate of like gummy bears or gummy fruit snacks, and whoever is the person behind the plate deems one of them quote unquote poisonous. And you go around to people and they have to use their intuition to not pick the one poisonous gummy. And I did it with our ACC network football crew, and a lot of my talent like Eric Macklin and Eddie Royal and Justin Walters, Tom Luganbill jumped in and did it, Roddy Jones, and then I had some of my camera guys do it, and we were doing really good. Like nobody was picking the one that I picked until I went to my hair and makeup girls, and my makeup girl Tiffany picked the poison. And actually people are like so hesitant. The boys are always like too cool for school when it comes to TikToks, but then when you make them do it, they like really they were invested. All right. And they were genuinely scared, like I poisoned a gummy. But like, you guys, I'm not genuinely trying to kill you. I'm just trying to make content here.
Like maybe you rubbed it under your arm, and then put it there.
Yeah. Luke's is like, this feels really slimy. I'm like, what do you think? I drenched it in like Windex? I didn't do anything to it. We had a good time though. Those days are so long at media days that it's like, you have to figure out some random stuff to do. And shout out to Philip and our social team. They do such a good job of like forcing us to do crazy, weird things.
Yeah, I can relate. Taylor's done it for 3.5 years here.
I know. And so I'm trying to be better about doing things like that. I'm glad people got to see personality, It was just funny. It was funny.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little ACC football.
Let's do it.
I want to ask you first off, Taylor was just talking Heisman odds with us. Boy, I do feel like Carson Beck can do something special at Miami. After being there at ACC Media Days, what's the vibe around the Hurricanes?
Positive, all positive. And when I wasn't on the desk when the guys got to talk to him, it was a different host at the time because we did split shifts. But after talking to the analysts, they walked away like uber impressed with Carson Beck and the way he carried himself. I watched him throughout the week. He was a true pro. And you know what? Sometimes it takes a little bit of a reset and a little bit of a reality check to come back down to earth. And I just think there were maybe times when things got away from him last year. And to be fair, in his defense, the team around him last year wasn't as good as the team before. And I think you also have to note that they have more drops than almost anybody in the SEC last year, some of the most in the country. There were times when he was fighting for his life back there. He did not have the weapons he had the year before, so it wasn't as great of a situation as it was definitely on the field for him. Personally, too, I think, it's a new day and age in college football, and things come at you really fast. I think maybe being down in Coral Gables, Mario Cristobal runs a tight ship. He's also following a guy like Cam Ward, who came in 1 year. He is not Cam Ward, but he came in 1 year and really set a standard. And I don't think Carson Beck wants to be the one to deviate from that. He's the one following in his shoes. He's taking over a program that just had its first 10-win season since 2017. I think he's in a great position. I, too, think this hard reset could be great for him. I think in this offense, Shannon Dawson gives his quarterbacks, the offensive coordinator, a lot of freedom. I think he's going to do that with Carson. And he's mature. He's been here. He's been in college football for 5+ years. This is nothing new to him. My biggest question, though, is, what playmakers are going to step up? Miami lost their top 6, pass catchers from last year, which includes Damian Martinez, who was their running back. They're chock full of talent. They're not void of talent down there in Miami. And guess what he does have? A top-tier offensive line. If Mario Cristobal has done anything right, it's been recruiting at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. So I think he's in a great position. Mentally, he seemed great. And we know the talent didn't just disappear. It was a bad year. We all have bad days at the office. And still, when you look at it, he helped lead Georgia to a college football playoff berth last year. Did he play the whole entire way because he got hurt? No. But they would never have been in that position without him. So I'm positive on what Miami can do, and the standard's been set. I've told you guys before. Now that they've hit that 10-win plateau, they need to be in the national conversation every single year. That is the standard at Miami, and that's the way that it should be.
And I saw a quote from Carson Beck, and I'm assuming it came from ACC Media Day, saying, I think this is the best. I think that this decision is one of the better decisions I've ever made.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's very happy there. And Miami and Clemson are the two teams that currently have the shortest odds to win the ACC. If it weren't one of those two teams, is there a sleeper you think could win the conference?
God, guys, I've done so many shows and I feel like I keep changing my answer, and someone's going to come out with like a freezing cold take that's like, Taylor said a different answer every single time. But like, you know what? We haven't kicked off yet. So you're allowed to like change your answer. I do think Miami has the means to do it. Like, it should be Miami and Clemson at the end of the day. If you're looking at paper, you're looking at schedules, and just what they've built at those two respective programs. If it's not those two, I have two answers for you. Okay. No, don't get me wrong. I love what Rhett Lashley's doing at SMU. Very possible they do it again. They're just not going to sneak up on people this year, and their schedule's a little bit more difficult. I will look at a Louisville team that, for whatever reason, they're not a sleeper to us here in the ACC, but sometimes they get left out of that top tier conversation. They were playing in an ACC championship just 2 years ago. That Jeff Brom offense is explosive. They have one of the best running backs, not just in the ACC, but if you weren't paying attention last year, arguably the best freshman running back in the country was Isaac Brown, and he's back at Louisville with Duke Watson behind him. They have a deep backfield, and Miller Moss is transferring in from USC, and he can sling it. While he only played 8 or 9 games last year, his numbers were still at the top of the Big Ten when the season was over. Like, he can throw the football, and Jeff Brom and Brian Brom in that offense are going to let him do that. So Louisville's going to score points, and I never doubt what they can do on the defensive side of the ball. The other one, and it's to do with what they've done on the field, who they have coming back production-wise, because they're one of the teams in the ACC that we know the most about based on who's returning and based on schedule. Schedule plays such a big factor in what these teams can do and where they inevitably end up is Georgia Tech. And SEC fans watched that 8 overtime thriller in Athens last year where Georgia Tech pushed the Dogs to the brink. That was really anybody's game at that point. They were going for 2 points every 10 seconds, it felt like. Do not sleep on Brent Key's crew. And he has built from the inside out. They have a 5-star offensive lineman who's coming in as a freshman who's going to get some play. He's an lineman leading that crew. Their quarterback is Haynes King, who's now feels like in his 100th year of college football. He's the toughest MFer that you will find on a football field. Like, I always joke that he will have 4 yards out there playing against Georgia, and he was not willing to back down against the rival. They have a running back in Jamal Haynes. They've got pass catchers. They got a receiver transferring in from FIU. FIU's first ever AP All-American transferring in. He's apparently lightning fast. And defensively, Blake Gideon, who's been around the SEC a ton, is coming in as a defensive coordinator, a young guy who's got a ton of juice. So, and based on their schedule, circle week 3, Clemson's going to be at Georgia Tech. That's a game that I wouldn't sleep on, and that's a team I wouldn't sleep on either.
Yeah, I love what Brent Key, I came across an interview. First off, if you want to know the people I hang out with and respect a lot, they're not afraid to drop MFer. I love MFer. That's a phrase I go to a lot and get called a lot, by the way. Brent Key, I just was cleaning out some of my stuff on the computer the other day, and it was back when Alabama got blitzed against Clemson in the national championship game out in the Bay Area. The media day, I had an interview one-on-one with Brent, and going back and looking at that when he was the O-line coach at Alabama, just the culture he likes to build back then in his room. He's now done that for his program over at Georgia Tech. You know, they're a bunch of MFers when you're going to play them. They have an attitude, right? That's just their coach.
Yeah, no, and that's the best part. It's like he's so authentically him.
Yep.
You'll run through a wall for a guy like that. And I enjoy him so much because of just who he is, and he just loves ball, man, and he just loves Georgia Tech. So for him, it's personal. And I think, I didn't check with him this week at media days because it was so crazy, but his background on his phone has been the final score of that Georgia game since the end of last season. Like he takes this really personally. He said at media days last week, like someone asked him about, that game being at Mercedes-Benz Stadium this year. It's a neutral site, and there will be a lot of Georgia fans in there, no doubt about that. And he was like, I'll play them at Piedmont Park. I literally don't care. And he's saying that not because he thinks like he's not disrespecting Georgia. He's saying that because he like truly believes in his guys and his team. And when your coach has that much confidence in you, there's no doubt. But I'm looking at their schedule, and this is just for people, just so everyone's paying attention. They get that Friday night slot at Colorado to start the season. Like, That's going to be a fun one. I told you week 3 against Clemson, they have them in Atlanta. And then the rest of the way, they don't have SMU. They do not have Miami. They do not have Louisville. They do not have, let's say, a Florida State team who I have no clue what they're going to look like, but typically they're supposed to be at the top. Yeah, they have none of those on their schedule. They've got a Wake, Virginia Tech, Duke, Syracuse, NC State, Boston College, Pitt, and then Georgia at the end. That schedule, finally, it feels like for Georgia Tech is in their favor. They always get screwed with the schedule for whatever reason. Watch out for the Jackets, I'd say. Speaking
of Georgia Tech and a player that they lost to the SEC, Eric Singleton Jr. was a hot commodity in the portal, it seemed, and he landed in Auburn. Can you talk a little bit about what you think Auburn's getting in Eric Singleton Jr.?
Speed, straight speed. Like, that guy is so fast, and he'll make plays. And you know what? He comes from a background where he's had to scrap. He's a proud football player. And they can use him at Auburn. Actually, Auburn's one team that I'm like really interested to watch this year, because just from working in Alabama, maybe it's just like the rebel in me. I've always leaned more toward Auburn, and maybe it was when I came in 2013. That's the incredible run and the prayer Jordan Hare and the kick six and all that good stuff. So it's just a miracle run to a national championship game. And I think I always just like fell in love with Auburn from the beginning. I'm just like, at this point, like, they've got to compete. And it's a proud program, and a program that I think really should be at the top of the SEC, no question, year in and year out. So that's what I'm watching. But if Auburn fans are listening, like, this should be a guy who's in the end zone quite a bit. And he's going to be electric to watch. And I'm happy for people on the Plains, because I'm happy for him. I would have loved to see him stay at Georgia Tech, but he deserves everything he's getting because he can play.
Cardio, arm, leg day, what was it?
I did F45 today, and it was a cardio day, which really I didn't realize I was signing up for. But here we are. We made it.
Yeah.
A lot of like the skier, like skier machine. Whatever.
Yeah.
We got it done. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and you helped us out. I will Venmo you cocktail money, buy you a drink. So thank you.
I need nothing from you. Whenever you need me, call me.
Yeah, I appreciate your friendship, man. I really do. Thank you for jumping on last minute, and always great information. You're one of the best. I appreciate you.
And, are you guys heading anywhere early on often? I don't know. Are you going to hit the road at all? Come on. Come to Clemson LSU. You know you want to. I'd love to see you there.
Clemson LSU. I'd love to go to that. Clemson LSU.
Hopefully we'll see you soon.
I may be in Tallahassee.
Oh, yeah. I'm jealous.
Yeah, because unlike your love for Auburn, I'm a little, spend my dollar kind of guy.
Okay. I was on Instagram yesterday, and someone had posted. It was like a college sports site that was just like going down, football memory lane, and it was Dixieland Delight, and I was watching, and I was just like, this is so good. I'm like singing it in here by myself. I was like, I can't wait. All right,
I will bring.
Enjoy.
If I do come to Clemson LSU, I'll bring Carl with me. How about that?
Best day of my life. Say less. He's probably listening right now. Hey, Carl, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Carl? All right, Taylor Tannenbaum.
All right, guys, I appreciate you.
ACC Network. She is the best. We appreciate her so much. So, too, are the fine folks at Central State Bank. If you're looking for a bank that truly gets you, with 6 locations in Shelby County and 1 in Alexander City, Central State Bank offers you products and services designed to meet a wide range of individual and commercial needs, because no two needs are the same. With over 100 years of service, Central State Bank is proud to be large enough to serve you, but small enough to know you. And I'm telling you, that makes a huge difference. They're rooted in the community. I used to tell you all the time about how they had signs at my Little League park. They're driven by relationship. They're great with mortgages, too. That's Central State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And also our friends at Michelson. They bring you the viewing menu today. Lance Taylor, one of his best decisions of all time, with our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Dr. Martin Michelson, Dr. Jennifer Michelson. They've been leaders in the field of LASIK surgery for decades. In fact, you've heard Lance say it was one of the best decisions he made over 25 years ago to get LASIK surgery with the Michelsons. So go to michelsonlaservision.com to see all the services they offer, including bladeless surgery. just get the consultation like I did. I wasn't a candidate for LASIK surgery, but most people are. Can help you with farsightedness, nearsightedness. They've got answers. It's all at michelsonlaservision.com. Tyler, I'm not as smart at this as Lance is, so I wrote down one note right here. Who wore the S better? I saw a story on one of my feeds today, Superman, all the great rave reviews recently. If I ask you who wore the S better, your favorite Superman, some are saying it's the most recent version.
Yeah, for me, it's David Cornsweat, this most recent version.
Because it's gritty.
No, it's because it's the opposite.
It's the opposite of gritty, okay.
Yeah, Zack Snyder, his version was Man of Steel, and that had Henry Cavill as Superman, and that was seen as the more dark, grounded, gritty version of Superman. I wasn't a fan of it, but other than that, I would say people still see Christopher Reeve, the original Superman, as their Superman, if that was the one they grew up with. But David Cornsweat's my favorite so far.
What else are you watching?
So we've got a new addition in the Trainwreck series from Netflix. This one is about Storm Area 51, that viral internet trend where people decided to go to Area 51 and just see if there's aliens. This drew millions of signups, prompting military warnings. And as memes spread about Naruto running past bullets, UFO hunters, and internet personalities, they all converge for what could be a big party in the desert or a clash between weirdos and government.
Wow. I haven't watched any of the train wrecks yet, but everybody at the Fish Fry I was at the other night are on it and watching it, and they love it.
Wait, is it a documentary? Like, is it...
Yeah, this is a documentary series they've been doing. They did one on, I think, Fire Festival, and then there was the cruise where the sewage broke, and now they're doing the Area 51 raid.
99 Woodstock, I think, was one of them.
99 Woodstock, I think, was one.
Yeah.
And then we've got more Netflix releases today. Dusty Slay, the comedian Brown brought up the other day. He's got a new special out today called Wet Heat. Whether he's breaking down country music lyrics or defending wet, hot southern summers, Dusty Slay delivers blue-collar comedy with laid-back charm. So if you're into stand-up comedy, you got a new special to watch. And then we've got another documentary sort of sports series on the WWE called WWE Unreal on Netflix. From Monday Night Raw to WrestleMania, the series goes backstage with the WWE superstars and staff as they bring the company's biggest spectacles to life. I'm not a big wrestling fan, but Tim Melton is, so I imagine he's going to be watching this.
It always is on at Poker on one of the screens, and the Meltdown. You guys mention wrestling occasionally, so a new live version of that coming up at 2 today. That's what Tyler's watching, brought to you by our friends at Michelson, michelsonlaservision.com. Tyler Siskey coming up in about 30 minutes in the chat room. A lot of you people over there with a lot of great comments about our interview, Trainwreck. Senpai says, just wanted to say, I grew up watching WGN back in the 80s, watching the Cubs. I was already a Cubs fan after a trip in 82, and getting to go to Wrigley and hear Harry Carey sing the seventh inning stretch was a life-changing moment. We were talking Ryne Sandberg in the first segment. And over there, Daniel wants to know, Taylor, if it doesn't work out for you, would you want Brent Key, Georgia Tech's coach, Georgia Tech man, don't know if he'd leave, or Rhett Lashley, if you can only choose those two? Obviously, you want it to work out for you.
That's what I was about to say. I don't even want to go here, because then that means that the next 4 months are going to be painful.
Yeah. I would imagine you're looking forward to this football season, though. Little hope.
Yeah, this is how it goes every year, though.
Feels different this year, right?
I think so. To me, it does. But I'm very good at making myself believe that every year will be a historic year, no matter what sports season's approaching.
So if you had to choose,
I guess Rhett Lashley. I mean, I like him. I wonder if he would leave. I believe, I think it was yesterday, actually, I saw something on Twitter about he was doing an interview. I think it may have been with one of the Barstool shows, and they were asking him what SEC jobs he would leave for. And I'm assuming he probably said none because I think that y'all asked him something similar the last time he was on, and he's happy where he's at right now. But I think that he would be a good hire, and I think that that's someone that the fan base, for the most part, would be excited about. You're never going to please everyone, but I think that would excite the majority of the fan base.
Wasn't a choice, but Forrester says John Sumrall, who was at Troy, has Kentucky backgrounds at Tulane now. What do you like about our buddy John Sumrall, other than the fact that he comes on the show and he's great with his time?
Well, there is that. That helps for sure. But so does Rhett.
So does Rhett, yep.
I just love me some John Sumrall, man. I love what he has to say. I think that guy's going to do big things.
I agree with you. I think so, too. We'll see what he does at Tulane this year. But for you Auburn fans, hopefully you don't have to worry about that. Maybe Hugh has a good year as well. In the show, in about 1 hour, EG joins us from Tuscaloosa. We'll talk Alabama football. A lot of Bama fans hoping Kalen DeBoer has a even better year in year 2 in Tuscaloosa. And we'll talk about Ryan Williams' comment on Twitch coming up in the next hour. And Tyler Siskey, who helped build the dynasty with Nick Saban over in Tuscaloosa, joins us in 30 minutes on the show that's brought to you by our buddy Dr. B, 2 decades of service in Birmingham for Dr. Michael Beckenstein. We talk hair restoration for Lance and Ryan all the time here on the show, but Dr. B also handles a variety of treatments, and you can see them all and set up a consultation right there with Dr. B. MSBMD.com, MSBMD.com. Let's talk about that hair loss with Dr. B right there. It's not too late for you out there if you're still in your 20s and you're noticing hair loss, 30s or 40s, even in your 50s. It was too late for me by the time I met Dr. B, but he has saved Lance from going bald. He can do it for you too. He has several treatments tailored to your needs, including the laser treatment that you see on your screen. Check it out. Dr. B on his website, MSBMD.com, and all the contact information on your screen. Hour 2 of the next round coming up.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at ryanbrownlive.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shunnarah.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
As we all know, there's no off season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Auburn, join us over on thebarnauburn.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on thebarnauburn.com.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
New Life Art is proud to announce Daniel A. Moore's upcoming Alabama basketball painting, Buzzer Beater. Closing out the regular season, Alabama and Auburn faced off in a top 10 matchup. With less than 1 second remaining in overtime and the game tied at 91, Mark Sears launched a 15-foot floater that sealed the Tide's victory. Visit DanielMooreArt.com and see the artist's preliminary sketch of this historic Bama win. And take advantage of special pre-production pricing for Buzzer Beater.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new Chicken and Bowberry Waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a Bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try Chicken and Bowberry Waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios. The next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, hour number 2. Things that drive you crazy in the chat room when Lance and Ryan are not here. Jim comes up with stupid things to do on the air to not be all sporty and laugh a little bit. Yesterday it was the tape measure thing. Remember that?
I remember.
Wasn't fantastic. In a second, we'll pay tribute to the great Mike Rada. Little guilty or not, I forget. Forrester, I forget how that segment went. Do you remember the segment I'm talking about? Here Comes the Judge or something like that? Was Forrester, do you remember that at all?
I didn't really have very much to do with the zone.
Yep.
I do remember Here Comes the Judge.
Yep.
But,
by the way, it's hard to find a gavel.
Yeah, Dunaway texted me yesterday and said, if you have a gavel laying around, do you mind bringing it tomorrow? I'm like, unfortunately, I don't have one laying around.
Yeah. We'll get to that here in just a second. I couldn't find a gavel and or a black
robe.
Robe, yes.
Yeah, Spirit Halloween's not open for another month or so.
Yeah.
But Amazon is.
Amazon is open, but that doesn't help you if you come up with the segment for like the 10 o'clock hour and you came up with it at 7.
Honest, and it's rare for me, I made a smart choice because my wife's a pastor. They wear their clerical robes.
You were about to bring one.
And she had a couple cleaned recently, and she had a black one that was sitting in the closet, but it had crosses on the sleeves, and I was like,
I feel like they also probably wouldn't have what would the conversation have gone like afterwards if you didn't ask if you just borrowed it? I feel like it wouldn't have been appreciated.
Or my last Thursday would be 27 years. That's basically 27 or 29 years of our relationship is me not asking things, doing something, and her going,
don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness.
Hey, we got 3 more shows this week.
Yeah, don't get killed? Is that what you're saying? Or bring the robes? Or both? Or both. Okay, before we get to that, I want to get to a Ryan Williams soundbite. All of our show today being brought to you in part by all of our great sponsors. We love every one of them, including some of the newer ones like our friends at Breakline Optics. Great eyewear for golfers, people that are outside, people that fish, people that just enjoy the summer. Our friends right there at Breakline, it's time to look great with Breakline. Great looking sunglasses that are light and durable. In fact, the lenses are made of molded polarized Trivex lenses. That makes them unbeatable and very durable. You can see them for yourselves at Deep South Outfitters here in Birmingham, or you can order anywhere you're watching us right now in the world at BreaklineOptics.com. BreaklineOptics.com. They are fantastic eyewear when you're outside, especially in the summertime in the Deep South. Ryan Williams on Twitch. Twitch, we used to be on Twitch for a little bit, I think, guys, right?
We're still on Twitch.
Oh, hello, Twitch. Hello, Twitch audience that are watching. I remember for a while our Twitch audience was like 7. And I remember Twitch also was my son, who's a gamer. When I knew he gamed on Twitch, I said, hey, we're on Twitch. He's like, oh, Dad, you're going to be the most boring thing ever on the whole Twitch platform. And I was like, dude, you're watching somebody play a video game on Twitch. We can't be more boring than that. And he's like, oh, don't tell anybody you're my dad. Ryan Williams was on Twitch, and he's got a Twitch account. He says this last night. I know no details about what he's talking about. I just thought this was interesting. Here's Alabama's great wide receiver.
Y'all just don't know, bro. Everything that I was dealing with last year, bro. Lord willing, man, got a lot in store. But this one, nothing. What y'all thought when all the comparisons last year that y'all was doing wasn't nothing, I'm telling you.
Interesting.
Very vague. So I, like I do, I started looking at comments. And a lot of people were pointing the relationship between Milroe and Ryan Williams.
Yes, I saw that as well. And that would be one reason to keep it vague, because that wouldn't do any good going on Twitch and speaking negatively about your former quarterback. I mean, it could be so many things. Was he dealing with, an injury? Did he tweak a hamstring and none of us ever knew about it? Was it something personal? I don't know.
And we forget. That's a great point. We forget sometimes that the people we cheer for in these Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, LSU uniforms are humans as well.
Yep.
And could have relationship problems, school problems, family problems. Could have a rib injury that doesn't get reported, and we're like complaining that he dropped the ball or whatever. Could be anything.
It could be anything.
But everybody thought it was the quarterback.
Right. I mean, what do you think it was? Or you just...
I don't know. I don't know. And not that I'm close to the program, and not that I've had access that others haven't had my whole career. But if I say something, then people are going to think that I know something. So I have no idea. So I say I don't know. I was just saying a lot of people thought it was that. And a lot of people are excited about what they're seeing with Ryan Williams. And he was great early, and we saw the frustration late in the year. Those are our own eyes. I mean, everybody saw that.
Yeah.
He looked frustrated.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the only wide receiver that looked frustrated. And I've seen them do interviews now talking about the quarterback room now and how excited they are as they report in Tuscaloosa today. Practice starts tomorrow. How excited they are with Ty Simpson. And they post like Ty Simpson's dad posted last night. Ty Simpson's dad, Jason's the head coach at UT Martin, and he posted a video of his son throwing footballs at UT Martin Build. Here's Ty Simpson on the field before he leaves to go back to Tuscaloosa, dropping a dime, Dilfer dime on the corner there. And, when you got your receivers liking post, it seems like they're excited about Ty Simpson at quarterback in Tuscaloosa. EG joins us coming up at the top of the hour. She'll let us know the vibes of what's going on over in Tuscaloosa as Alabama opens camp. Auburn's on the practice field tomorrow as well. She'll be in Auburn tomorrow as EG does her camp tour. Tyler Siskey in a second. But first, we want to pay tribute to Mike Rada and the Here Comes the Judge segment. It's our Bojangles moment of the day. Bojangles, 7 sauces that will definitely add a little flavor to every bite you get for lunch or dinner today. From sweet to heat, nothing pairs better with Bojangles hand-breaded tenders, honey mustard, barbecue, creamy buffalo, peach honey pepper, and of course Taylor's favorite, the house-made ranch. They have so many more hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce. It is a bow time. All right, no rules here. No opinion is wrong. But I got 4 things that I want you to give me a ruling on.
Like guilty or not? What kind of rule?
Doesn't have to be guilty or not. I just want a reaction from you.
Okay.
I'll set it up at the end. The first one is going to be delicious or gross.
Okay.
It is wrong one. My bad. That's when we do it later on. Do number one before you do number two, Jim. The first one, cool or not, sold out stadium there in Bristol at the racetrack. 85,000 tickets have sold. By the way, it's the Braves playing up there. This is going to break when they play. I believe it's Friday night, Forrester, they play, or Saturday. One of those two games. It's going to break the record from 1954. In Cleveland, they had 84,587 fans for baseball. They're going to have 85,000 there at Bristol this weekend for the Braves game. EG's going to that game. Is that awesome or not, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's cool. My hesitation was going to be that I feel like sometimes when things like this are put together, the fan of, because like we talked about earlier, I'm not a huge baseball person, so I feel like sometimes the fan of that sport aren't, super excited about a setup like that. But the fact that EG's going makes me feel like it's not going to be, a iffy setup for the fan,
right,
for the fan experience. I think it's cool.
But for somebody like you, who's not a big baseball fan,
I mean, it's cool to me.
You just go because it's 85,000 people.
Right.
It's going to be music and a party and, a beer and a hot dog and all of that. So
a big event.
It's a big event. 85,000 people together anywhere is a big news event. Like I told that I had a general manager one time. Forrester, you'll get a kick out of this. General manager one time who refused to let us take the satellite truck. We used to have these big box satellite trucks. Said this was 1996. Remember, like it was yesterday. We can't take it to Talladega this year because the general manager won't let us. So I, of course, got into a fight with the general manager. I'm like, what do you mean we can't take it? And I'm like, it's 180,000 people that are going to be at Talladega, and we're not going to have our sat truck there. We're not going to do live shots. He's like, most of them are from out of state. I said, I don't care. It's 180,000 people in one location.
Yeah.
We got to be there. Eventually we were.
So you won. You won your fight.
I was such a pain in the ass. We did go.
Hey, can I point out something about the field?
Yes.
Please do.
Look at right field, like on the overhead there.
Right field is the one lower left screen. That's way deep.
Right? Compared to left?
Yeah.
It looks not unproportional isn't the right word, but
there's no symmetry there.
Yes. That's what I was looking for.
Well, like Fenway Park, short left field with a big wall. I don't know if they have a big wall put up there to help Forrester. I can't tell from the aerial. But you're right. Right field is not Yankee Stadium. That's deep. And there's going to be 85,000 people there. There are going to be some bad seats.
Well, that's my
now,
initial.
none of us think EG has a bad seat, though.
My initial thought was how the seating will look. And it made me think about, it was not this past year, but 2 years ago in, oh my gosh, where were we? Phoenix for the Final Four. And we walked to the top of the stadium. And when you get up there, I mean, there's but I think it's kind of the same thing. It's you go for the environment, you go for the atmosphere. But when you insert these games into massive venues,
we've each now been to 2 Final Fours.
Yes.
As journalists, media people, I'm surprised that even as bad as the seat is, I still don't mind being there,
Yeah.
Because of, like you're saying, it's the experience, but I actually can see what's going on.
Yeah.
Better than I thought I could.
I agree. So it's just small. It just looks tiny from up there.
Oh, really tiny, really tiny. All right, number 2. Awesome. I agree with you. Awesome on that one. A guy we saw in person.
Okay.
Now, this is old. I'm sure the guys talked about it last week when I was on vacation, but I want why not or not answer here. Olivia Ryu, 7'9" player for Florida. Basketball, we saw him. He was dunking in pregame without even jumping, just laying in dunks.
Yes.
7'9". Billy Napier had him come out, work out with the football team last week, seeing if it would work, him just on special teams to block field goals.
Smart.
Why not or not? Why?
Yeah.
Or why not?
Why?
Well, you know.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
No reports on whether or not it worked or not, but that's brilliant to me.
But what I think the hesitation would be, does the basketball side of, did they want him participating in that? What happens if he, you know?
Well, it's just special. Well, first of all,
Right,
he
but
didn't play last year. I don't know if
he
he's going to play.
didn't.
I don't know if he's going to play any this year either.
Well, and I guess this wouldn't really, if he's just trying to block field goals, then this wouldn't really matter. But the agility aspect of, I mean, we watched him shoot around during warm-ups, but I wonder how agile he is in a game. We haven't really seen him play a live game.
Didn't look like he could jump very well when I was watching warm-ups. Maybe because he doesn't have to.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. I mean, I say why not? I don't know if he will play this year, but I would be worried, I think, about some freak incident happening. And then if he was supposed to play this season, then what?
Yeah,
But
he's French, the French block, whatever they would call it if he blocked an important field goal. But just think of it, if he did it and it worked, it could create a whole new
avenue
into the NFL. Like he could be a specialist on an NFL team just to block field goals.
Yeah.
With that wingspan, 7'9", and then the wingspan up, could be creative. Ask Siskey when he comes on in a moment if that would work. Number 3, we got 4 in this little run through of just a bunch of stuff out there we're judging. You've met Greg Sankey several times.
Yes.
Good sense of humor, not good sense of humor. Yesterday on Twitter, Greg Sankey posted this. An encouraging health note to everyone. Go see your doctors and get your regular checkups. Today was a colonoscopy, and he went on to basically say, for those of people who've always wanted me to stick stuff where the sun doesn't shine, today was your day. Sneaky sense of humor, good funny guy.
Yeah, I think Greg Sankey has a good sense of humor. He has a very dry sense of humor, but I think it's refreshing to see people in positions like he's in make light of situations at times, because you see them as, you know, these figureheads. That's what he is.
That's right.
So seeing him not take life too seriously, and we've seen it a number of times when he comes and sits down with y'all, there's, you know, a very wide variety of things that get discussed. But I think that he has a good sense of humor.
Last one. Can you cook or not? Your social media last night, you post this dish right here. What was the dish?
Chicken poppy seed.
Chicken poppy seed.
Yes.
Explain that. What is chicken poppy seed? It's like a casserole-like thing? Okay.
It's a casserole, and then I feel like, have you had it before?
I have not.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you haven't had chicken poppy seed?
I have not. Has anybody in the back room had chicken
Tyler
poppy
Forster?
seed?
Can't say that I have.
Wait, guys, what?
What?
Y'all have never had chicken poppy seed? That is mind-blowing to me. It's it's a casserole. You cook chicken and shred it, and then you put, there's like the liquidy, it's not super, it's thick, but for the other substance of the casserole, it's cream of chicken soup.
Okay.
And then the top of it is crushed up Ritz crackers. And oh my gosh, it's so delicious.
Oh, I have had this. It was called something different, but
okay,
I've had that before.
Some people call it poppy seed chicken instead of chicken poppy. I don't know.
Good.
But it is good. It's so easy.
So how many people can cook? Like in the chat room or behind in Taylor? Like, I'm not talking grilling. Like Brown can grill.
I love to grill.
Yeah, you can grill. I mean, people can throw meat on a grill and
yeah.
You know, but create a dish like that. Do you do that a lot? Or is that something you want to do more of? Can you cook, I guess I'm asking? Because I cannot.
I mean, yeah, I can follow a recipe. I get scared sometimes making any type of meat scares me, because I'm always scared that I'm going to undercook it and then poison myself.
That's why I only go steaks.
Yeah.
Because you can't undercook a steak.
I mean, I can follow a recipe. I don't do it super often because
Tyler
it's
Forster,
time.
Can either one of you cook? Like, not grill. Can you cook a dish?
Yeah, I can cook pretty well. I spend enough time on the kitchen lines.
What's your specialty?
I really like making breakfast food.
Okay.
Okay, that's cooking. What about you, Forster? Can you cook?
Okay, I do breakfast food, but I do it on a Blackstone. Is that qualify?
Yeah. I say that's even
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
We did it. So I think it's Sunday night. We did pancakes, bacon, eggs. Had all that. Did it all on the Blackstone.
Breakfast for dinner was always my favorite.
I do like breakfast for dinner.
I do too.
I do too. All right. Got 3 more of these we'll do later on before we get to trash coming up. But just a bunch of stuff out there going on. I wanted little T's take on that and everybody's take. Show being brought to you today. Get the spotlight ready. Let's do this college football spotlight today. I think somebody's getting a bad rap in college football, and it's our spotlight. Hit it, man.
The College Football Spotlight.
Brought to you by our buddy Alexander Shunnarah. Alexander's mission was to create a firm that could handle any issues his community face. He did that. Not just personal injury, but claims for fire and storm damages, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' comp, and so much more. If you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call Alexander Shunnarah. You pay nothing unless he wins your case. DJ Lagway, I think, is getting a bad rap for being injury prone. And we can talk to Tyler Siskey about this in the next segment. But we have so much access to these athletes that we didn't have in the past. This is the time of year you get things cleaned up. Now, he had a shoulder issue that kept him out of spring football, and it was reported that it could linger if they didn't do this and didn't do that. And he decided to rehab it instead of having a surgery so that he could play this year and try to be effective. He says at SEC Media Day the shoulder is fine. Now he's in a walking boot, basically cleaning up some off-season, some things that are problematic in his lower body that could hurt him during the season. This is the time of year, even if you missed a few practices, this is the time of year you clean this up. This doesn't mean DJ Lagway is injury prone to me.
I don't think so either, but I guess what's the I feel like everyone's definition of injury prone is probably different, because the first person that I think of is Tua.
Right.
You know,
that's different.
He's concussion prone.
Yeah.
It's the same reoccurring injury that he's had, time and time again. Is this? I mean, this is his second injury. One was the shoulder from was that a lingering thing from high school, or
no? I don't know. I don't know the details. I think he injured it
last year.
Yeah, last year.
And then what I read, which this is what I read, so I don't know that this is 100% what happened, but that they were on a team run or something very casual, and he strained a calf or something like that. So I mean, it's just freak stuff that happens. But if he's had 2 little things that hasn't been season ending, it should, from what I'm reading, be fine by the start of this next upcoming season. I mean, I don't think he's injury prone.
I don't either.
I'm also a huge DJ Lagway fan after SEC Media Days.
Good interview, very good personality.
Yes.
A lot of pressure on that kid to carry that program. Harrison Bailey, by the way, the backup. When and if DJ can't play, he's got some experience, but he's no DJ Lagway. One of the reasons Florida is a sexy dark horse pick to make the college football playoffs is how great DJ Lagway is. Spotlight looking at him. Our buddy Jeff Collins used to be a head coach at Georgia Tech. He helped Nick Saban early on, player development, personnel guy, much like Tyler Siskey, our next guest. He has joined the South Carolina coaching staff as a defensive assistant. So he'll be there. And Michigan, as their camp opens up, a true quarterback battle, according to Sharon Moore. It's not all Bryce Underwood. He says Mickey Keene from Fresno in the mix as well. Camps opening up everywhere. Report day at Alabama and Auburn. We'll get to the camp news and talk to Tyler Siskey about everything college football coming up on the other side. The show today being brought to you by lanceslock.com, lanceslock.com. Check out a free play on a big game every day at lanceslock.com. And you can subscribe right now just in time for the NFL preseason, which starts on Thursday night. LancesLock.com, presented by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. The name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of its plumbing, heating, and cooling issues. HempHillServices.com. 24 hours, 7 days a week, emergency heating, cooling, and plumbing services with our friends at Hemp Hill. 205-229-2090 or HempHillServices.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at jimdunaway.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shunnarah.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Do you need some refreshed college wear to represent your team this year? Shop Roback's Game Day collection that includes both Alabama and Auburn. From quarter zips to hoodies, Roback has it all. Get 20% off on us using code TNR20 at roback.com.
All right, Auburn fans, I want you to become a member of thebarnauburn.com and join in on the fun. Whether it's recruiting discussions, off-season chatter, or the latest Auburn athletics news, we've got it all. Get $25 off your annual subscription when you sign up for your account at thebarnauburn.com today. War Eagle.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1? Find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2? Stream it now. Miss Hour 3? Download it for later. Miss Hour 4? Well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
All right, I'm going to be totally honest with you here. I'm going to be a little intimidated in this next interview because when I was doing the Nick Saban show, he was helping build that program over there. And I think I'm so good with people that I could have been part of that coaching staff. But I didn't know anything about football. So when I talked to Coach Saban, he never wanted me on his coaching staff. I thought my personality would win Nick over eventually. He'd just want me in the room. Never was. And then one of his football guys becomes a media person, and he's better at being a media person than I am. So not only was he a better football person, he's also a better media person than me. Tyler Siskey joins the show, McCready and Siskey, the great podcast. Siskey, how the hell did you get so good at being a broadcaster, first off?
I can't believe you're going to start this whole segment off lying to all of your listeners like that. I can't believe that.
I consume your social media constantly, and I told you the first question I was going to ask you: did you do more for AJ McCarron, the quarterback, the football player, or AJ McCarron, the broadcaster? Because he's on fire right now.
Yeah, AJ is really good at that, right? So he's been like that his whole life. It's just now he is allowed to, I guess, say what he wants. So yeah, that AJ is just being AJ. He likes to entertain. AJ knows what he's doing. I mean, he is not scared to make some fan bases angry as long as they keep tuning in.
Before Taylor and I talk some football with you, I want to go back. And I know in your podcast you talk about old Nick Saban stories and Hugh Freeze stories and just unbelievable insight into the game. But those days when the dynasty was being built, did you guys know in the room how special that time would be when it was going on? Like in real time, could you tell that greatness was happening?
Yeah, I really didn't. I didn't really. I always say I didn't really build anything. I just kept the train on the tracks. You know, I didn't want to be the guy from Alabama that ran it off, that derailed the train. So I didn't really. That train was already rolling by the time I got there. You know, I always joke. I was like, my time in Alabama is the years we actually didn't win the national championship, but everyone that I recruited won many. So. It was a really great experience. I love Coach and what he did for me, and it wasn't just Coach; it was everybody in the building. I think there's one thing that you notice really quick when you get there is from a coaching standpoint. You go to, you know, I've been, I don't know, 10, 11 different stops, right? But the one thing that you knew that you could count on is it didn't matter if it was the custodian or the offensive coordinator. You knew every day that you came to work, you were getting everybody's best, and there were no excuses. And there was something about that was different than anywhere else I'd ever been.
Ty Simpson has been patient. He's waited his turn, and now he's getting his chance to run the offense at Alabama. How beneficial do you think it will be once he steps on the field that he was patient and he has spent the past 3 years, you know, learning and developing within the system?
You know, it used to be the norm, right? Now it's like now it's some kind of, you know, anomaly that a kid actually waits his turn and develops. You know, quarterback is a position that has to be developed. I think from a recruiting ranking standpoint, and that became a really big thing in the last 10 or 15 years, and fans put undue pressure on kids to be successful. And if they don't win the Heisman Trophy as a true freshman, then they're a complete failure, right? And they and some of the kids can handle the pressure and some can't. I think being in the state of Alabama, I think being the quarterback at Alabama adds a little bit more pressure than being the quarterback anywhere else, right? So I think being a coach's son, growing up in the business, understanding that, waiting his time, I think that helped keep him around and understand the importance of it. And you look at who are the two guys in the league that have kind of waited their turn?
Arch Manning.
It's Arch Manning, it's Nussmeier, and it's Ty Simpson. What all three of those have in common? Okay, they have extreme, real football backgrounds around them, surrounding them, and their people around them, their close knit people around them, understand the importance of developing, and I think that's why you see them be successful. So I think he'll have a great year.
When you're observing talent. Watching them in high school or in college when they get there, but they're not on the 1 line or the 2 line of the depth chart yet. What are you looking for most to see? Like what do you see in Ty Simpson that makes you think he's going to be successful, even though we haven't really seen him in the game? What do you look for? What pops off of tape for you, Siskey?
Well, I don't think it's the tape. You know, I think a lot of people get quarterbacks misunderstood a lot. I've said this, and I've said it my whole career, and it has never let me down. I think you can take the top 50 or 60 quarterbacks talent-wise in the country, and you can throw them on a board. And it's the one that's got the right stuff about them, the right intangibles. You know, we call it, you know, the crap in your neck. You know, the guy that's got the right it factor. Those are the guys that are going to go to the top every time. And you know, I'll throw a shout out since it's back at Alabama. I remember when I was at Alabama one year, we were going to take a second quarterback, and coach says, "Hey, let's bring in all the top guys in the state of Alabama, and let's see if we can get one to be an extra guy because we were running low numbers." And so we bring in the top, and there was no like big time. One guy I think went to Miami and somebody else, but one of the least recruited guys was Devlin Hodges out of Mortimer, Jordan. And I remember I wrote down on the board in Sharpie, I said, I don't know where this kid will go. I said, but wherever he will go, he'll set every record known to man. And they're like, what makes you think that? I said, he's got the right stuff. And you knew it when you talked to him, and he did. Had a great career at Sanford and played in the NFL and those things. But I think it's about the guys that have a little bit of a talent, but have a lot more moxie and leadership ability, and have, the moment's never too big for them. I've coached many a quarterback that set every record as far as how many stars they got and how far they could throw a football. They look great in routes on air. It's one thing to throw a football in routes on air, or if you're at your local high school and you got a 210-pound guy trying to chase you down. And it's another thing in front of 100,000 people with millions watching on TV and knowing if you throw an incomplete pass, they're going to be wearing out your grandmother on social media.
You spent time in Alabama. You also spent time with Hugh Freeze. When you look at Jackson Arnold and Hugh Freeze's offense, how well do you think that will work? Do you think it will work well? And what makes you think that Jackson Arnold could be a good fit?
Yeah, I've followed Jackson Arnold's journey. I've never met him, but I've followed his journey for a long time because he went to one of our client schools. So I've been watching, Oklahoma and got to see his progression. I think he is immensely talented. I think he is a very intelligent quarterback. I think he makes the right decisions. I really hate it for Jackson Arnold. It's the world that we live in right now, right? It's the social media age. I mean, he got killed at Oklahoma from a perception standpoint, and people think that, hey, again, this goes back to he was ranked this. They don't look at, hey, this guy had 3 different play callers in 8 months. Okay, he had his whole starting offensive line was brand new, lost them all. His top 5 wide receivers never even played the whole year. And, and you're rolling him out there his first ever start, right? And I think people, again, expect really high recruited guys to roll out there and win the Heisman Trophy, and it's a position that has to be developed to make the right decisions. I think getting a chance to go to Auburn and in this offense that I understand very well because I've actually called it in a game before, right? So I get it. I think he's a great fit, and I don't even think him. I think I think Auburn got 3 quarterbacks in this cycle that are better than any quarterback they've had in the room since Hugh's been there.
Wow, 3 of them.
Yes.
That's a big number.
It's not even really for me even a debate. I mean, with what Auburn, Auburn was making mistakes in the running game last year from the quarterback position. You can't do that. So that was part of the issues.
See, that's why you watch Siskey on social media, because there are a lot of people that take up for the quarterback situation and would not put that at his feet. So even mistakes in the running game, that says a lot. You
second and four is a heck of a lot easier to call than 2nd and 13. I can promise you that.
A lot's made about Hugh's golf game. You've been around Hugh. You've been around coaching staffs. My God, Steve Spurrier checked out and would play golf, I think, every day, and he won all the football games.
They played during the season.
Yeah, he played during the season. Us in the media, we do stupid stuff all the time. You tell me how overplayed is Hugh's golf game?
I think it's the June, July, August, nothing else to talk about. So we're going to try to pick the low-hanging fruit, and they go, what can we complain about? Okay. Look, Hugh's been playing. I said this on Hugh's played golf for a long time. To the point, long time. He didn't just decide in 2025 to start playing golf. Okay. He's done it. I also worked with a guy down at in Tuscaloosa that liked to play golf too, but he would sneak out, but he didn't know that I guess I can confess now that I'm on an Alabama show. I had his calendar because I had to have his calendar to make phone calls, make sure we had everything set up for recruiting. And so I knew when he was going to play golf. And so I would spread the word, and we would actually let him get a 10 to 12 minute head start on us. And then we had a whole arrangement at North River Yacht Club where we would let him tee off and get out of our sight. And so we would play 9, 10, 17, 18 at North River before he would come back and catch us. So we got to play, we played like 12 holes, and we could never play 18, but we would sneak out there, which we did a lot. So Sorry, coach, but it worked out okay. We did okay in recruiting, right? So, look, I think it's overplayed. It really is. It's look, at the end of the day, why are people complaining? Because of where recruiting is right now, rankings wise, and all that stuff. And Auburn's not alone in that situation, right? There is a lot of uncertainty going on with what you're allowed to do in recruiting. As far as what you're allowed to offer, as far as it comes, is can we use collective money? Can we not? And I made the joke last week on our show. Literally, this is not a joke. Last week, the recruiting rules or regulations basically changed 4 times last week. So August 1st is this real day, right, where you're supposed to be able to offer. And right now, right, wrong, or indifferent, you have different attorneys, whether it be conference attorneys, your school attorneys going by state laws, that are operating differently. And so right now you have, some people taking what they could view as the conservative approach, some people not. So it's, I don't know, man. I don't know nobody knows what the right thing to do because there's no direction.
I'm interested, before you get out of here, Siskey, two things. Every time I hop on social media, you're live talking to people, just random questions, or you're at a ballpark and you're judging concession stands. Do you have your favorite concession stand from the summer yet? Do you have one that pops out in the top of your mind? Because I've tried to lose weight this year. I'm trying to hold my weight down. I'm not as chunky as I was the last time you saw me. But I get on and you're eating chicken fingers here or a hot dog here, Chick-fil-A sandwich here at this ballpark. Who had the best meal? What was the best item? Maybe you can't remember the place, but was there an item that you're like, I can't believe they have this at a ballpark?
Well, you got to go with the Masters, right? So the Masters is set the record, but it didn't really matter what they had to eat, right? So I just had to do that because of the Masters. But actual ballpark, it's all. I would probably go Lewisburg in Mississippi. They did it right, but they kind of cheated, right? So everybody kind of figured out that I was coming to watch my kid play. And they knew what team my kid played on. And so as I I would go, and there was no more being incognito. Like you would go to the concession stand window, and they would have something to the side, special. So it kind of got a little, they took it a little personal up here. But the John Deere Classic, which I took my kids to, we went to go see our friend Taylor Moore, who's on the PGA Tour. Shout out top T14 this weekend at 3M. We went to go see him play a few weeks ago. They had a pork chop sandwich that was phenomenal. And so they had some good stuff there, and they had a brisket sandwich that was on point. So they did it right, and this was the PGA. So PGA seems to have it figured out a little bit. And then besides that, probably Lewisburg in Mississippi.
Go check out all that content from Siskey on social media, McCready and Siskey live on your TikTok. On your Twitter, they're everywhere, and they have great people on. I enjoy when AJ's on. I enjoy when Jeff Collins is on. How about our boy Collins back in it at South Carolina?
Yeah, he called me last week, and it was like it's funny. It's like I don't consider myself part of the media, and so my co-host does, and so he was like, "Hey, tell Neil that." He didn't want Neil to see it on, when they released it, like on Sunday or whenever it was. And I was like, okay, I'll tell him. So I told Neil, it's like, can I report it? And I was like, no. So I don't break news. So I can't, I don't consider myself media yet because I haven't asked for a media credential or break news. So there you go.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight the fight.
Yeah. I'll tell you, breaking news pays no extra money. I've always said that. It doesn't only if you get it wrong does anybody remember who breaks the news, right?
Yeah, people like to keep receipts. It's funny, they'll keep receipts when you're wrong like once a year, but they won't tell you the 364 times you were right. They won't give you credit for that.
100%. Taylor's our social media director, and we knew Nick Saban. Somebody called me from the room. Nick just retired, and we didn't put it on Twitter until after Chris Lowe because I was too scared to trust that the guy inside the room wasn't bullshitting me.
And that would be a bad one to get wrong.
That would be one that would be a difficult one to pull the trigger on right there. It is funny you say that because you do get calls, being what I do for a living, and that I'm still in it, right? And so I deal with many more schools. Obviously, you get a lot of, hey, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, that doesn't turn out to be accurate.
Yes.
So I couldn't imagine like if I actually ran with any of that stuff.
Yeah, man, you're the best, man. Tyler, thank you so
Appreciate you
much
guys.
for helping me
Best.
out today. I appreciate it. Go watch all of his stuff. That's Tyler Siskey there, man. It's always good content with he and Neil McCready over there covering all of college football with really a unique perspective. Neil's journalistic background and Tyler's coaching and player personnel background. Good stuff over there, McCready and Siskey. That's Tyler on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorney Hotline. Show today being brought to you by our friends at Twin Peaks, man. The best in the game is Twin Peaks. Don't forget it. Twin Peaks is a great place to host your fantasy football draft this season. It's that time of year. Make your reservation today online at twinpeaksrestaurant.com. You can do that. It's a great place to watch the games with their made-from-scratch food menus, plus the ice-cold beers where the taps roll right on the freezing line every day. Games start on Thursday night. You can watch the games there. Twin Peaks. Our local one is located in Hoover, just behind the Galleria, but they're all over the place. Wherever you're watching, go enjoy our friends at Twin Peaks. And Siskey, part of some great success in Tuscaloosa and at Ole Miss. And he's been a part of a couple of Daniel A. Moore prints as well, his past history. Our friends at New Life Art bring you all the limited edition prints from Daniel Moore, including collegiate classics from Nick Saban and his national championships, great moments in Iron Bowl history, some of those you see on the screen there, and so much more. It includes items like the Legacy Continues coffee mugs right now, calendars with some great Daniel Moore works on there, and even a Daniel Moore secondary marketplace, all online at danielmooreart.com, danielmooreart.com. Unique guy, Tyler Siskey. Really good at the social media game.
He is. He's entertaining. Their show's entertaining.
Entertaining. What did you think of the 3 quarterback comment? I mean, I know, for those that don't know, for 3.5 years, Taylor has and Forster, their jobs are, they have a lot of jobs. One of them is during interviews or when they're not here. Forster and Taylor both work at night on our social media platform, where you'll see sound bites just pop up of big things. Could be 10 o'clock at night, could be 7 o'clock at night. So I know how both of you watch interviews.
Yep.
And I assume both of you, turn Forster's mic on too, Tyler. Both of you, when he said the 3 quarterbacks, that alarms went off for you guys. Circle that one. That's one y'all are going to send out later on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that many would disagree.
Well, I mean, Forster chime in. I mean, Jackson Arnold better than anything he's had at Auburn. Okay, I'll go that, but he went 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, Deuce Knight's unproven.
What'd you think of that, Forster?
Yeah, the Ashton Daniels, I haven't even seen the kid play. So, I mean, he's clearly seen him play more than I have.
Yeah.
If he's calling Ashton Daniels better than Peyton Thorne.
And then the comment about Peyton messing up even in the running game. I mean, he gets played a lot that it wasn't, that Peyton wasn't the problem sometimes.
Yeah.
But Siskey says it totally different, that the quarterback made a lot of mistakes.
He has a unique perspective also, because like he said, he's called Hugh Freeze's offense before, so he is 100% watching the games a little differently than I do. But Peyton Thorne took a lot of heat last year, and sometimes it was probably warranted, sometimes it might not have been. But one thing that I noticed from Peyton, and this might have played into the mistakes that Siskey was talking about, was the fact that it didn't seem like his decision making was as quick as it needed to be at times. And I'm sure that probably played a role in it. That is very interesting. And I don't think that that's something that has been talked about in depth or heavily, that I've seen at least.
Yeah. Interesting as Auburn camp opens up tomorrow, just like Alabama camp opens up tomorrow. EG joins us coming up here at the top of the hour. I want to ask about the 9-8 conference battle. It's been beat to death, but Tyler, if you'll give me cut number 9. The name of this podcast is Kings of the North. I never get Doug's last name right. Doug I can't even say it. Do you have a guess on how to say it, Forrester, how you say this guy's last name?
I do not. We'll go Les Miserables.
Yeah, something like that. But he's been around a long time. So, Tyler, if you can give me cut number 9 here, buddy. This is an interesting take on Big Ten SEC scheduling. Cut 9 conference games in the Big Ten, 8 in the SEC. And Doug here from Kings of the North podcast touches on something that I've never really touched on. I don't think it sways my thoughts enough to say it's a big difference, though I'm in favor of 9 SEC games as opposed to 8. Listen to why he says it's important when it comes to the college football selection process that the Big Ten has 9 conference games.
Even if you are playing outside Power 4 teams, when you play an extra conference game, you are guaranteeing losses for your conference. And when you are talking about middle tier teams from your conference fighting for a playoff spot, and when Iowa and Illinois are playing each other in the Big Ten, and Ole Miss and Texas A&M are not playing each other in the SEC because Ole Miss and Texas A&M, maybe they are playing a power conference game out there, but they're not playing that 9th game that would be against each other. Then both Texas A&M and Ole Miss can win that game. Whereas Illinois and Iowa, one of them has to lose because it's a 9th conference game. And that's still a primary part of the equation, the guaranteeing of extra losses for middle of the pack teams in your conference that the SEC wants to avoid. So it's not just schedule strength. It's math.
That's a point I've never really heard brought up like that before, because I always think about the big win.
Yep.
Who's the SEC playing? Who's the SEC beating? He's painting it as Illinois and Iowa at times could be, borderline playoff contenders. And if they're playing a 9th conference game, one of them is guaranteed a loss. One of them is guaranteed being kicked out. Texas A&M plays Notre Dame this year. Ole Miss plays whomever out of conference that's good. They could get that win. They could get that loss, but they could get that win. It helps them. I've never heard it put that way. Does that change your perspective on 9 or 8? Is there an advantage for the SEC of only playing 8?
I think this kind of circles back to what the format, the argument about that has been happening really all off season about what the format would be. I guess this would be if it was expanded further, and
truthfully, I'm tired of talking about it, 9 or 8.
Yeah. But
he brought something different. And I thought this is interesting. Let's bring this up.
Well, what's being valued and at what weight? Because I looked at the strength of schedule. You know how ESPN does their football power index, all of that prior to the season starting, and they have strength of schedule rankings. 15 of the top 16 strongest schedules are SEC teams. So that was something, and everyone's been beating a dead horse of, even though we're not playing 9 conference games, who would want to change schedules with us? And so in my mind, and I don't know if I'm looking at this the, quote unquote correct way, but what's valued more?
Yeah. And to me, I've always valued who you're beating.
Yeah.
And not the losses. Who are you beating? And then when you lose, it's a loss. Losses are losses. But who do you beat in the wins? And 8 conference games and then playing great out-of-conference games, I've always put great value on that because sometimes, like the ACC looked down last year. So I don't care if you played 9 or 10. If you beat 8 or 9 ACC teams and you didn't beat a really great team, then that doesn't impress me. Sort of a little bit what Indiana did last year in the Big Ten. Didn't really impress me at times. Indiana was a fine football team, but I thought at times, Alabama beat better teams than Indiana beat last year. So does that balance out the schedule? But when you factor in not looking at it as wins like I have, looking at it as losses, guaranteed losses, I can see why that 9th game is important if we're going to have close to a level playing field of selecting a college football process, a college football playoff field, why that 9th conference game. I think we'll get that in the SEC. And I'm really ready for it. I really am. The question will be, do we keep scheduling really good out-of-conference games? Do we lose? I know they're not great games. Florida State and Wisconsin, great helmet games, were great when Alabama signed up. Do we lose one of those or two of those if Alabama and the SEC go to 9 conference games? I just thought that was an interesting way to look at it, to have losses focused on and not wins. A lot of football talk on the show today. We'll keep it rolling. Emily Grace McWhorter in Tuscaloosa when we come back. Alabama reporting today on the practice field tomorrow. Auburn reporting today on the practice field tomorrow. It's that time of year when EG is always on campus. We'll talk to her next. The show being brought to you by our friends at Michelson. That's Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jennifer Michelson. They have been leaders in the field of LASIK surgery for decades. In fact, you've heard Lance Taylor right here at this desk say on our show, his decision to get LASIK surgery from Dr. Michelson almost 25 years ago was one of his best decisions in his life. Go to michelsonlaservision.com to see all the services they offer, including bladeless surgery right there. Just get the consultation. I did it. I wasn't a candidate for LASIK surgery, but most people are. It is unbelievable. They are cutting edge in their technology. They have been since day one. They'll help you get rid of those glasses, and they've got all the answers for you right there at michelsonlaservision.com, michelsonlaservision.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shunnarah.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Looking to expand your business? Let the Next Round help you. Contact us, sales@nextroundlive.com, and be part of the team. Advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platforms. The Next Round can take your business to the next level. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, while reaching the most desirable audience for your business. Get more information by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level using the Next Round.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Since you listened to my last message so well and got rid of those cargo shorts and stained t-shirts, it's time to replace them with Rhoback. Go to rhoback.com and click on the Refresh collection to find all that you need for an EG-approved wardrobe. It includes pieces that will have you ready to hit the golf course after a busy day of meetings or comfy favorites for travel and working from home. Get 20% off using code TNR20. See, I'm saving you some money.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, we got a few seconds to spend with Emily Grace McWhorter, who's doing her on-campus tour. She always does this time of year. A lot of camps, a lot of practices. EG is in Tuscaloosa. Emily Grace, welcome in. Hour number 3 here. What's happening? What are you doing today and tomorrow?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Good to see you guys. I kind of miss y'all. I haven't been in the same room as y'all in a minute. I guess we played poker last night, Dunaway, but I don't know. Yeah. I feel so far away. I'm in Tuscaloosa. I'm staying in my car because it is so hot. I thought I knew what, hot summers were going to Georgia Southern and Statesboro, but there's something about Tuscaloosa that it feels like always a few degrees more. So I'm about to head into Malmore. We're going to have a quick little meeting just to discuss what the expectations are for fall camp as we enter the season media-wise. And so it's kind of a cool thing that Alabama does. And obviously it's great that I get to be a part of it. And then tomorrow we head down to the Plains and it won't stop until January. So we're going to blink and suddenly the season will be over. But right now I'm really excited to enter this next phase.
So what are you looking for? What specifically from both Auburn and Alabama are you trying to keep an eye on heading into the season?
Yeah, absolutely. So tomorrow we will have our first glimpse into both teams in terms of a practice viewing window of fall camp. So like I said, I'll be in Auburn tomorrow, so we can start there. But one thing I'm looking for, Taylor, is really how Jackson Arnold is connecting with his receivers, but also kind of his teammates around him. And, with Auburn, we do get a little more insight into practice. We get to hang out there a little bit longer. We see definitely more of how the team is kind of gelling compared to Alabama, where they're a little more strict about what we can and can't see. But that's kind of my focal point for Auburn is I want to see Jackson Arnold kind of in his element as he takes control of this team. What is that connection point like with the receivers, like I mentioned? And overall, what is the team chemistry like? We've heard a lot from Alabama about how they're more bought in this year, that they have really grasped this, kind of new regime, that they're bought into Kalen DeBoer. And I haven't heard as much from Auburn. Not saying that's a bad thing at all. And I just want to see that team chemistry. Now, for Alabama on the other side, I think that the quarterback battle obviously is still going on. We heard during SEC Media Days once again that Kalen DeBoer said that if they were to play a game tomorrow, Ty Simpson would be the guy. So I'm not as focused on that position because I think that's kind of where everyone is expecting some information to come, which usually means that Alabama will not give us that information and will not give us any clarifying, notes to put there. But the offensive line, there's a lot of hype going into this season about that position group. And I'm curious kind of what the little position battles are going like there. They've gotten the preseason hype and, how does that work in tandem with the run game that Alabama wants to establish this season?
All right. Before you head in there, we'll let you get in there because I know they're starting. But Ryan Williams on Twitch last night said he was going through a lot last year. He's very vague. Everybody's speculating and everything. You're about as close to that program as anybody I know. It seems like everyone's expecting a new level, even a higher level from Ryan Williams this year. Am I wrong about that vibe?
No, I don't think you're wrong at all. And I'm one of those people that's expecting it as well. And I think what Ryan is kind of moving into is more of a foundational role with this team. And I think that from what I've gathered with the quarterback position, I think that that's going to lend itself to more opportunities for Ryan, right? We saw a little bit of a drop off in his production as the season went on. And, some people, freshman season, what have you, but there was a pretty steep drop off in what his production was. And I don't think we're going to see that this season. I think that there's some maturity that's come along with it. And I think that he's healthy. He's in a really good spot physically. And that's credit to, Coach Ballou, the strength and conditioning staff, along with Jeff Allen, who's the athletic trainer that really gets these guys in a good shape and get ready to play. But I think there's a renewed sense of purpose for a guy like Ryan Williams within this offense that Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer are building.
All right, go to work. That's Emily Grace McWhorter over in Tuscaloosa. We appreciate her.
Bye,
Go see that Jam Miller interview that's up right now on YouTube, and all the other Alabama players that she's had a chance to go one-on-one with. Just fascinating content. You get that right there on our YouTube channel at Next Round Live, and go check out everything on YouTube and all of our social media platforms. Off to campus. I can't believe we're at camp time already.
I can't either, but then at the same time, I feel like this offseason has lasted an eternity.
In some ways, it does feel that way, but then in another way, it feels like summer's just starting.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I haven't been to the beach enough yet. I need a couple of more beach trips before we get there in 25 days to the start of week 0. This hour, always the final hour of the show, brought to you by our friends at Champy's Chicken. It's a world famous right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Locations everywhere, but we always tell you about Sterling and that location he and his family has owned for over a decade. Right there in Alabaster, that Delta Magic right there in my hometown. Not only is Champy's perfect for all your tailgating this football season, you can choose Champy's for your next party, your next wedding, or your only wedding, your birthday, whatever. Champy's is there for you. Great for lunch and dinner today as well. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Todd Furman, who will join our show again this football season, taking a little summer break, sent out a few changing betting lines for week 2, 3, and 4. And there were a few that popped out for me. And there's a list of those that he sent out last night on his social media platform. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that jumped out for me. One of them is Oklahoma playing host to Michigan. I know you got family ties with Michigan, Taylor.
I sure do.
Michigan on the road in Norman. That's gone from 1.5 to now 2.5. Oklahoma, the favorite in that game. And Forrester, you can chime in here too if you'd like. The expectation for Michigan seems to be slipping a little bit as we get closer and closer to the season. National champions in 2023. I'll start with you, Taylor. It seems like expectations up for Oklahoma and down or at least plateaued a little for Michigan.
Yeah, I think the excitement around John Mateer is at an all-time high, and I think he has massive expectations heading into the season. And then the same position at Michigan, Bryce Underwood, they spent, $8 million on a kid out of high school, and have continued to say that, this is still a quarterback battle. So I think that there's unknown in both camps, but it seems like Michigan was at a peak. They were at the highest of highs when they won the national championship, and then now things are a little bit unknown. And while Oklahoma had some struggles last season, it seems like they, might be getting back on the right track.
$1,000 Monopoly money, Forrester. Oklahoma minus 2.5. I think that's a week 2 game.
What game were we talking about?
Oklahoma minus 2.5 hosting Michigan.
Yeah, I got the Sooners.
Sooners all the way in that one.
I just don't think people really trust Sharon Moore to get it done. I think it's about him.
Another line that's moving, and I think we know why. I don't know if Boo Carter has showed up yet today for Tennessee camp. I haven't been on the socials during the show. But Georgia a few weeks ago in June, minus 5.5, playing in Neyland Stadium against Tennessee. Furman points out last night that line is now Georgia minus 7 on the road at Tennessee. Gone up 1.5 to a full touchdown. Georgia the favorite at Tennessee. I don't think everyone's clamoring over Georgia. Forrester, I'll start with you first on this one. I don't think everybody's clamoring over Georgia this year, but the stock of Tennessee has fallen, is bailed out here.
I think that's about Aguilar. What are you getting there?
And for you?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think that they knew what they could expect when the assumption was that Nico would be back. And now, what will you get out of Aguilar?
I don't know. I saw Nico at the Trying to remember which conference is he in. UCLA's Big Ten. I saw him at the Big Ten Media Days. Soft-spoken guy. Didn't want to talk about his transition from Tennessee to UCLA, but he's obviously left a hole in the Volunteers, at least their off-season reputation. And then if Boo Carter isn't all bought in, and we'll see what comes out of Tennessee camp as they report today, that could be this Tennessee program could be slipping here this year for good reason under Josh Heupel. Maybe he can coach them up. Couple more real quick, both involving Florida. LSU and Miami, both on Florida's schedules. Stock up despite the latest DJ Lagway injury for the Gators. LSU was minus 7.5 as they played host to Florida in Baton Rouge. That's now only 6.5. In Miami, as they play host to Florida, Miami 6.5. That's now just 4.5. So the Gators, reputation up, closing the line on a couple of big early games on their very, very tough schedule.
Yeah, and we heard Taylor Tannenbaum is high on Miami. She was last year as well, and thinks that they can have a successful season. But there's a lot of excitement around Florida right now. We saw it when we were in Atlanta for SEC Media Days, and I think that continues on. Like you mentioned, yesterday news came out that DJ Lagway is in a boot currently, but will that impact the season? It doesn't sound like it. I think people expect a lot out of Florida.
They do. Tough schedule, though. All right. 2 more things to get to in this segment before we get to trash in the next segment. Way to Wellness, one of our great sponsors. There's a great way for you to simplify your weight loss with my friend Leslie and her board-certified team at Way to Wellness. You can visit their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. Way to Wellness has a personalized plan that works and is designed specifically for you. No cookie-cutter plan. Everyone needs something different. That's why their website is aplanforme.com. You may want meal replacements, injection therapy. I use protein bars to keep me from bad snacks between meals. The website, aplanforme.com. They have diet plans, by the way, that can help you with diabetes, with heart disease, even with sleep apnea, and so much more. No contracts, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free. Aplanforme.com, Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. All right, first, Tyler, give me cut 10. Shane Beamer, South Carolina. Speaking of high expectations, the Gamecocks have some high expectations. Beamer is having to go back or getting to play his dad's school, the school that he cheered for as a kid, Virginia Tech, as they start their season this year. Their opener is sort of the Beamer Bowl. Shane Beamer against the program his dad, Frank Beamer, built. Here's what Shane Beamer says about that matchup as camp opens up at South Carolina.
Give us kind of general of your feelings of playing them and, you know, given your history with that program, not just as an alum, but a former coach, son of a former coach, all those sort of things. Is this ideal, or would you rather be playing somebody else? Or are you happy to be playing this game?
I'm happy to be playing a marquee opener. It makes it a little bit different, obviously, because it's where I grew up, and you know, my dad's got a statue outside the stadium that's a little bit different. But I love playing marquee openers where you jump right into it, and you look around college football week 1. There's so many great matchups like that across the country. So I think it makes the summers for the players even more exciting, knowing what's coming, being able to go into Atlanta, play in the Falcon Stadium, and what'll be a great crowd. We're the only game on that afternoon. There's a lot of things that I'm excited about. Obviously, there's storylines. There's build up with it being game 1, but you know, once we kick it off, it'll be about the guys on the field for sure. But you know, it was one of those that when I got hired, it was already on the schedule and seemed so far away. And now that it's here, it's, you know, pretty neat. But I'll be glad when it's over.
Yeah, honest to goodness, some people didn't think Shane Beamer would still be the coach by the time they played this game. I mean, he had to overcome something just to still be the coach for South Carolina when they play in this Beamer Bowl.
And now they were picked by the media, which is that poll's right. How often? Never. To finish 5th, I think, in the conference, though, and that's something that I was planning to get Marlar's thoughts on, and I was interested to see if he agreed with the expectations of the media as a whole. But I mean,
yeah,
Again, another team with high expectations heading into the season.
On paper, that seems, and I know you guys in the chat room feel the same way, on paper, that seems easy South Carolina. I don't feel by the time we finish that game on Sunday, opening weekend, 2:30, week 1, that it'll be as easy as it looks on paper. Unless Lenore Sellers really is the unbelievable quarterback that he looked like he was at the end of last year in that win over Clemson. All right, back to a couple of our part 2 of our Here Comes the Judge part. No gavel, nothing else. 3 other things to show you off of social media last night. One of them involved J.J. Watt. You say you don't go to baseball games, but I know you enjoy good food, and I know you enjoy an ice-cold beer occasionally,
I do.
At Milwaukee games, they have a challenge. It's called the 999 Challenge. You know this?
I believe I know what you're talking about.
Wait, why did you have that expression?
Because I think T-Bob participated in this a couple weeks ago.
T-Bob has done this as well. For T-Bob and J.J. Watt, it seems easy. But he got done, J.J. Watt did, on social media by the 5th inning. It's to drink 9 beers, eat 9 hot dogs, and 9 innings while you're at a Milwaukee game. You're shaking your head already. J.J. finished in 5.5 innings, and apparently, according to social media, went to dinner after the game, had another meal after the game. I easily could eat 9 hot dogs.
You think?
Yeah.
No, really?
Easily I could eat 9 hot dogs.
I feel like I got close to that as a kid going to baseball games. I didn't do the 9 beers part though, just the hot dogs.
Okay. Tomorrow on the show, if you want.
Yes, I would love for you to try to eat 9 hot dogs.
I mean, is this show is 3 hours? That's basically a baseball game. 9 hot dogs, no problem. It's it's the 9 beers that I would struggle with.
Yeah,
should we bring 36 of them and have all 4 of us attempt?
I would throw up if I had to eat 9 hot dogs in 3 hours, I think.
All right, should we bring 27 of them?
But I mean, I'll eat a hot dog, but there's not a chance I would eat 9. I would be ill. And that's my whole thing about the 9 beers, because I mean, beer fills you up. Beer's filling.
Yeah, well, that's that's the old combination here. The beer and the hot dogs makes it more filling.
Right.
In 9 innings, and you're gonna laugh, especially you, little T. I've joked on the air before. She's a better drinker than I am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean,
I don't know if that's like that.
Well, I'm just saying, I may be good for 2 beers. 2.
You don't have to do the beer thing.
I may be good for 2. I can't. I don't drink a lot. I can't drink a lot.
That's fine.
I don't drink fast.
Yeah, I have no doubt that I could do the hot dogs.
Really?
Yeah. See, Forrester could do the hot dogs too.
For sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't do the 9 beers.
So are you going to do it tomorrow as well?
I could do the hot dogs with kraut on them and stuff on them. I could do 9 of them.
In 3 hours?
That makes it
easy.
more fun.
Yeah.
Some kraut, some relish.
Well, props to y'all.
Okay.
You don't think that you would didn't this happen? Didn't you agree to do something like this with some chocolate one time or something?
That was different. That was the sugar.
Okay.
And what were those eggs called?
Cadbury eggs.
Yeah, Cadbury eggs.
Ugh. Oh, yeah, that would make me sick.
How many did you eat?
I was supposed to eat a dozen in 30 minutes. I think I did 9, and then it just hit me.
Yeah.
And then I ended up throwing up, reversing, as we used to call it on the show.
I like Laura's idea here. Can
Laura?
Taylor drink 9 beers while we eat 9 hot dogs?
This might turn into
show.
Yeah, I was about to say this might turn into something that my mom probably wouldn't want to see.
Would you start singing at some point?
I don't know what I would start doing. That wouldn't be good.
She's gonna tell some people in the chat what she really thinks about what they have to say.
Yeah.
If Dunaway, take that dumb hat off.
What?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that I don't. No, I don't think that's what would be going across my mind.
I'll see if I can get the hot dog part done. We can't do the beers. Can't do 9 beers because I'm not paying for anybody's Ubers.
Well, that's just
That's
I don't know
fair.
if that would be safe.
Yeah, but the 9 hot dogs, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, I'll see if I can tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday if I can arrange 36 hot dogs. We'll give the rest out, whatever we don't eat.
Yeah. I'll eat
the office building
one
up here.
or- Also,
do you
well-
like a hot dog?
Oh, I love a hot dog. I
Me
don't
too.
want 9 though.
Me too. I was free plug. It's I wasn't near our Hamburger Heaven location on 280, which has great hot dogs. I was out in Chelsea helping my daughter move yesterday, and there was a Sneaky Pete's that was in the side of a service station.
Yep.
So I was out running an errand while the girls were doing something at the house, and I was going to sneak way to wellness. I was going to sneak a sneak attack hot dog while I was out. So I ran into this Shell station to fill up the tank, and I was going to run over to the hot dog side of I have a rule about eating restaurants that are associated with gas stations, but I was going to break that rule for a little Sneaky Pete dog.
Okay.
See, I don't have that rule, and it's gotten me into trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 3:10, closed at 3 o'clock.
Uh,
Yeah, it's so disappointing. So disappointing.
They've got good dogs there, too.
Got trail mix. Nothing like the Hamburger Heaven dog, which is maybe where I try to bring the dogs in from this week if we do that.
Wait,
Okay,
so what was that judgment supposed to be? Can you do it or not?
yeah, could you do it or not?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No,
And
not a chance.
You could do the beer part, be honest.
And
In three and a half hours.
I don't
9 beers?
know. I think consuming any of that in 3 hours, I think I would just get so full
Yeah.
and then start to not feel good from being full.
Brown couldn't, doesn't like beer. I couldn't, don't drink fast. Like beer, just don't drink fast. Lance could, I
Yes.
think. You would get the silver medal, I think, because you do like beer. Brown
Yeah.
doesn't like the taste of beer. Forster, I've never seen Forster. Maybe I've seen him have 1 beer. I don't think Forster could do 9 beers. And I don't even know if Tyler drinks.
I do occasionally, but I'm kind of a lightweight like you. I'm a 1 to 2 drink kind of guy.
Tyler, I'm your father. It's like a Star Wars movement.
I was always the DD in college.
Those are important.
Very important. Item number 2 here. Hot or not,
Okay.
men's health. This is Luka of the Lakers' new body. Look at this. Remember, this guy got traded from the Mavericks to the Lakers because he was a cigarette-smoking, beer-drinking, hot-dog-eating, lazy person, according to the Mavericks general manager.
Right.
Now Luka on the cover of Men's Health, and he's cut. He's ripped. That doesn't even look like Luka.
I saw a side-by-side yesterday because I think I don't know if some sort of pictures got released yesterday, but I saw a side-by-side on Twitter last night, and it did not, the fact that it happened that fast is crazy. I mean, yeah, he looks great.
Yeah.
I'm
kill
happy
for those
for him.
arms. I'd kill for those arms. I really admired Luka. He was my favorite NBA player because I thought we had the same body. Now he's gone and done this.
Yeah, I thought there was a whole issue with Luka not dieting.
There was.
Yeah.
And then that's what people were worried about him moving to LA for, because they got the whole Roscoe's chicken and waffles.
Right.
Luka would be a problem there.
He looked like a guy that in between layup lines was smoking a cigarette, drinking a beer.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Doesn't even look like Luka.
Congratulations, Luka.
Good for him. Last one. And before you put it up, Forrester, if you are eating anything right now, not just hot dogs, don't look at this, because Forrester sent this to me last night while I was playing poker, and it just popped up on my phone. I didn't know what it was. It was just the middle part of this Instagram post. This may make some of you sick, but Will Levis posted a picture of his shoulder last night. And didn't Joel Klatt show us sort of something like this in his shoulder?
Yes.
He did.
Yes. Now that you say that.
Now, surgery today for Will Levis to try to fix that. He said last night with this little guy, he's having that all corrected and they're fixing his shoulder. He's going to miss the season with the Tennessee Titans. Not the way I want to remember Will Levis. Gross or not?
Disgusting. What part of his shoulder is that? What? I don't understand. I don't really know what's going on here.
I don't either. What part of that is, what shoulder part is that, Forrester?
My wife's the expert there. I don't know.
Is it part of your collarbone, maybe?
I can.
If your collarbone was all the way back there,
Yeah.
that would be. I don't think that he would have waited to get surgery.
That is jacked up. I can't go to commercial break with that being my lasting memory of Will Levis.
Oh, the next one's going to be better?
I need this. I mean, it's better. It's the way I want to. When Will Levis dies, this is the way I want to remember
Same.
Will Levis.
This is how I will remember him, like it or not.
By the way, that right shoulder looks effed up right there, too, by the way.
Does a
Don't
little
you see
bit.
it?
There's a little indentation.
Yeah. Banana eating, cocky Will Levis. That's the way I'll always remember him. No peel. I mean, peel on. Doesn't peel that thing. That's the way I want to remember Will Levis.
Rotten peel at that.
Yeah. It makes it easier to chew, he told us. All right. Show being brought to you by great folks like Gutter Cap. Stay off the ladder. Get your gutters cleaned one last time by professionals at Gutter Cap Birmingham. C-Stu, Chris Stewart and his crew will come out, clean out those gutters, and then cap them, and you'll never have to worry about them again. This will absolutely add value to your home and prevent a big pain in the butt every fall. Fall's coming, guys, coming quick, so call C-Stu today for a free evaluation, or just go online to guttercapbirmingham.com. Unbeatable protection, long-lasting durability, and a lifetime warranty. Our friends at GutterCap, guttercapbirmingham.com, and our friends at New York Butcher Shop, man. 2 great locations of the New York Butcher Shop, open 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. So it's already open, and it'll be open until after you get off work tonight. Right there in Cahaba Heights and on 119 just off Highway 280. Certified Angus beef, high choice, and prime, always freshly cut to guaranteed juicy and delicious results. They offer great pork chops, pasture-raised chickens, in-house made sausage, and some of my favorites, the prepared entrees and dips. Check it out online, nybutcher.com, or just stop by and say hi to Jim at either the Cahaba Heights or the Highway 119 location. And don't forget those deli sandwiches for lunch. It's New York Butcher Shop. Back in a moment.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at scottforestertv.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shunnarah.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
If you're looking to expand business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us. Send an email to sales@nextroundlive.com to be a part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platform. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, and reach the most desirable audience for your business. Get information and more by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Back with you on the Next Round, final segment of the Tuesday show. If you're watching or listening live on all of our platforms, which includes, I get asked all the time, other than the Next Round app, on CarPlay, hey, are you guys on TuneIn Radio? Yes, we are. In fact, when I'm driving around and I want to listen to the show on replay 24 hours a day, that's where I go. I go to the TuneIn app. Just search the Next Round. It's there. We're on Spotify. Some of you have been having some issues with our Apple podcasts. Isn't that right, Tyler? Have you heard about this?
So, yes, believe it or not, I have heard about this from several different people.
For 7 days in a row, I've texted Tyler saying, hey, I'm getting more DMs and more comments about our Apple podcast. What's happening? And Tyler's going to explain to you now if you're having a problem or know somebody's having a problem with Apple podcast. Tyler.
So I believe I have isolated this issue to just iTunes, not Apple Podcasts. Because if I go on my devices and go through the browser, podcast.apple.com, and look up the Next Round, everything's there. So that's also added a bunch of confusion here, because somebody will say the podcast isn't on Apple.
Yep.
I go check, and it's right in front of me.
So it's iTunes.
It's iTunes specifically.
Okay. But you can get it on Apple.
Yes, you can get it on Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
You can go to Spotify. You can go to iHeart. You can go to TuneIn.
Yep. It's on our app.
Yes, you can also do the TNR app, and it'll be our own RSS feed that is not tied to Spotify or Apple, so you don't have to have an account with one of them or have premium or any of that. You can just go to the TNR app, and all our on-demand content will be there under the most recent live stream.
You guys are terrific looking for us and downloading the podcast. Set those automatic downloads on any of those platforms. It helps us out tremendously. Follow us on all the social medias at Next Round Live. We have a Boo Carter update. After I tell you our show being brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services, they're there for you all the time. All your plumbing needs, heating and cooling needs. They are a trained dealer, and they have financing available. They love, in fact, I love the fact that you can reach Hemp Hill 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That means they've got emergency service for you. It's crucial. If you've got water pouring out of your walls, you want somebody immediately. That name should be Hemp Hill, so remember the name Hemp Hill. You can call them up 205-229-2090 or schedule the appointment hemphillservices.com. They are fast. They can diagnose any problem and can repair it almost always in the same day. Great guys that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. hemphillservices.com. hemphillservices.com. Chris Lowe of ESPN. He is absolutely one of the best at covering college football. The guy who broke Nick Saban retiring.
Yep.
First to report that. Just tweets this out. A lot of speculation about the future of Tennessee DB Boo Carter the last 2 weeks after he missed multiple workouts, but sources tell ESPN that Carter is not being dismissed from the team. Coach Josh Heupel will address the situation at his press conference later today. So Boo Carter, the DB, best returning player on the team, who has missed a lot of off-season workouts according to ESPN, and there has even been reports of maybe an altercation between the leadership team and Boo Carter. And some possibility of Boo Carter leaving Tennessee and going maybe even to Colorado. Josh Heupel will address the situation today, so it's enough that A, it's being called a situation by Chris Lowe, and B, that it'll be addressed by Josh Heupel at his news conference today as camp opens at Tennessee. DB Boo Carter, who was an all-SEC freshman last year, he's a fantastic player. As I said, the best returning player for Tennessee. Big thing to watch later today for Tennessee. This is one of those that Tennessee needs on the field.
And I haven't even really seen a ton of speculation about what is going on. How much has he missed? Obviously, it's been stated that he missed, multiple workouts or team activities that he was expected to be at. But what is the reasoning? Because if it's a disagreement with, leadership, and his response to that is to flee Tennessee or flee Knoxville and start missing stuff, that's not great. That's not great if you can't resolve a problem, sit down and talk it out, get it figured out. And similar to the Nico situation of, okay, well, everyone else is showing up and, if it's workouts, working out and preparing for the season, what message does that send when you are such an integral piece of the team this upcoming season? What message does that send to the rest of your teammates?
And sadly, instantly we all think, well, if he's missing things and he's the best returning player, that he wants more money. I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know. I haven't read it, but
we just always assume that it's about money now.
That's where the mind goes.
That's where the mind goes now. We'll see what happens when Josh Heupel addresses the situation. Last time he addressed a situation, he told us Nico Amalieva was off the team and ended up at UCLA. Chris Lowe says he has not been dismissed from the team, but we'll get an update later today. It's one of those game-changing players in the SEC race. Couple of NFL notes before Tyler gives us trash today. Bo Nix has as his favorite target back at Denver with a new contract. Courtland Sutton, 4-year deal, $92 million. 8 touchdowns last year, Bo Nix to Sutton. 81 catches, over 1,000 yards receiving. And Baker Mayfield reworked his deal with Tampa Bay. He had a 3-year deal from 2024. He got more guaranteed money for next season, 2026, where he'll make $30 million, all fully guaranteed next year. That's Baker Mayfield there. In the chat room, Morgan asking, any plans for an Android version of the app? No, so hard to keep Android up to date. There's so many different Android phones. If you're an Android user, if you want the show live, we always suggest iTunes there. iTunes, they carry the show live. That for your Android version. We do appreciate all of our Android users, including my son and Tyler. Tyler's not my son, but you know what I'm saying. The Android users are very, very particular. They don't like Apple, anything that comes from Apple.
That's right.
But we give that to you on iTunes. It is easy on your Android phone there. It works out perfect. That gets us to trash today. Trash brought to you in part by our friend Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, a national firm with Southern roots headquartered right here in Birmingham. In 24 years, the firm has grown to over 150 lawyers, elite trial lawyers who have recovered over $2 billion while maintaining Alexander's core values of integrity, mastery, passion, and success. If you find yourself in the need of a lawyer, call the lawyer, Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win the case. Tyler, let's do trash, man. Hit it.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot. I understand.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy, our friends at Bud Light. Tyler, what do you have for us today, man?
Got an assortment of different stories. We're going to start off in the world of fast food.
Ooh.
More freezer food, I guess. We got some new Tostino's pizzas coming out.
Before you tell me anything about this, You saw that instantly right there. What place did that take you back to just like that?
What place?
Yeah.
Um,
I'll tell you where it took me. SEC Media Days. We had worked a 12-hour day. Didn't get a chance to go to dinner, so we all gathered downstairs at the hotel bar, and we had a choice of 3 food items.
Yep.
Forrester got the gooey fries, loaded fries.
Yeah, some kind of loaded fries.
Yep.
Terrible decision.
Yep. You got the wings?
Yes.
Were they good?
Yeah, they were fine. I mean, nothing to call home about, but they were good.
And I got the pepperoni flatbread, which I promise you had just been opened in a packet and thrown into a microwave. It was not a five-star dinner for us in Atlanta at SEC Media Days.
I guarantee it was better than those loaded fries.
I
Probably
liked
so.
the pizza because I ate your leftovers.
Did you really?
Yeah.
After I left?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, when you were sitting
Well, I was
there, you
still
were
sitting
done.
there.
You said you wanted it. I said sure.
Sure.
I didn't
yeah.
think it was bad. What I thought of that when I looked at it was my mouth getting scorched by a pizza roll.
Yeah.
Those pizza rolls just absolutely destroy the roof of your mouth.
That's like lava coming out of them.
So I was a horrible parent because when the kids were, Harper's 4 years older, so 8 and 4, and I had the kids, that's what I fed them. I mean, I'd ask them what they wanted. If they said pizza rolls, we always had multiple bags, like the big bags, that you'd have to pour just a helping out, not just an individual packet. And Maggie could be gone 3 days on a girl trip, and I'm stuck with an 8 and 4 year. I get to be home with my kids, 8 and 4 year old, and I would feed them pizza rolls anytime they asked for them.
Wait, I don't think that's being a bad parent. That's what they wanted.
But should I let them cool down? I mean, they were right out of the microwave.
Yeah,
let them cool down.
Yeah, you got to let those breathe a little bit.
Yeah, that's probably why, they'll be in therapy one day saying, my dad burned my mouth.
Hey, this does look like Taylor's plate over on the right here, though, with the ranch.
Yeah.
That's a deep pour.
That's a bowl.
Yeah, that's what you need. That's what you need when they give you those little plastic to go
Those
sizes.
are the worst.
Yeah, well, that's what they gave us when we were at this dinner, and I asked for
Dinner.
like 3 more.
Runny ranch or thick ranch? Or does it not matter
in
for you?
between.
Yeah. I like mine a little runny. I'll go ahead and tell you.
I would rather it be a little closer to the runny side than it being super thick.
Yeah,
but
me too. Me too.
Homemade.
What about this commercial that Tortino's is throwing out?
What's that?
What about this commercial that Tortino's is throwing out? What do you have? What's your hot take? You're just telling us they've got them now?
Yeah, we got these are the ultimate pizzas. You've heard of the regular old party pizza and regular old pizza rolls, but this is the ultimate edition. Promising the same crispy crust and pizza sauce of the original, but with more meat and more cheese. It's a premium take on classic Totino's pizzas and pizza rolls. And they'll have the flavors extra cheese, uncured pepperoni, and loaded combination, which will be sausage and pepperoni. And the ultimate pizzas will be $3.29, and bags of the ultimate pizza rolls will be $8.29, starting this fall.
You guys prefer your pepperoni cured or uncured?
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
I don't know why they specified.
I like free-range pepperoni.
Yeah, I don't know.
Listen, for a variety of reasons, I had the munchies on my guide trip after a day of 36 holes of golf.
Uh-huh.
And there was a restaurant in our hotel from a famous person. I can't remember the name of it. But they had a special that night, a 4-course meal for a certain price. And it was like a lobster risotto.
Oh, geez.
And then it was like a heirloom tomato cheese thing. And then it was steak wrapped in a biscuit. There's a name for it. It's like a steak is something. And then it was a dessert like a toffee cake with caramel and vanilla ice cream. Now, when I ordered this, I was thinking it was just like a special, so it'd be a sampling of each.
Yeah.
Full lobster risotto, full plate of the heirloom tomatoes and cheese, full steak
Biscuit.
wrapped in a biscuit doughy thing, whatever it's called, and then a full dessert. And the other guys are sitting at the table eating a normal meal, and I whooped and licked the plate on all 4 things. Like, they wanted a bite of my dessert, and I literally stabbed the guy with a fork. I was like, get away from my dessert.
What happened to you on this golf trip?
Oh, I ate the crap out of that. It was unbelievably good. Nothing like the Tortino's Ultimate Pizza. It made me think of it, though. Like, I probably would have eaten that.
Didn't know golf made you that hungry.
Oh, starved. I was starved, Tyler.
Next up, a Florida woman, because we've got to have some Florida news and trash.
You can't have Florida men without Florida women.
That's right.
That's true. That's true. A Florida traveler was caught trying to smuggle these 2 turtles through airport security by hiding them in her bra, which prompted authorities to beg flyers not to stash things in, quote, weird places.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well,
the woman, who was not identified, was stopped at a Miami International Airport checkpoint with the reptiles wrapped in gauze and plastic, according to photos shared by the TSA on Facebook. One of the turtles tragically died, but the surviving one was handed over to the Florida Department of Fish and Wildlife, officials said. Friends, please, and we cannot emphasize this enough, stop hiding animals in weird places on your body and then trying to sneak them through airport security, the TSA wrote in a social media post. No, really.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I guess when you were doing her figure, she had seashells.
There's the Dunaway comment
pretty good.
Yeah.
that we've all been waiting for.
Boobs.
When this picture popped up, that was what my concern was. I don't think that you can wrap a living creature in, it looks like saran wrap, and expect it to, that is a recipe for suffocation.
Yeah, over on the back it looks like banana bread that's being shipped somewhere. Not
Poor
good.
thing.
Don't forget to poke the air holes.
And also, what if they're snapping turtles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turtles stink too, by the way.
Yeah, they do not smell good. I used to have a pet turtle.
They smell like Dirty Creek.
They do, yeah.
By the way, side note, this is my life. It's not a sitcom. I show up to play poker at a friend's house, Blake, last night. Shout out Blake. And I'm the last one to arrive. And as I'm walking in, I hear a noise to the right of the door. And it's a cat that I think is in distress.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, it's right by the door. And I open the door to play poker, and I'm like, Blake, there's a cat right outside your door. It seems to be in distress. And he says, yeah, it's delivering babies right now. It's 2 babies in. Ended up delivering. While we played poker, his outdoor cat gave birth to 5 kittens right outside the door. Like, they'd take a break occasionally if they were out of the hand, walk out. Oh, there's another one. There's 3.
What?
When the night was done, 5 kittens.
Did you end up winning one of the kittens last night?
He said in a few weeks come back and take one home. I'm definitely allergic to cats. But it was like National Geographic walking in to play poker last night.
And he was unfazed.
Yeah, he said this is the 3rd time this year the cat has had babies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We did the old Bob Barker, shout out Happy Gilmore, spay and neuter your cats.
Oof.
In the world of entertainment, we have had a movie rumored to be in production for a long time, and we finally got the title and a release date. Meet the Parents 4 is officially titled Focker-in-Law.
Oh.
So
1 was good, 2 wasn't bad. I did not see 3.
3 was not very good.
Okay.
I like 1 and 2. 2 brings in Dustin Hoffman as Ben Stiller's dad.
Yeah.
I really like him. On Monday morning, Universal Pictures confirmed this on their Instagram. Focker-in-Law will hit theaters Thanksgiving 2026. Now, this comes 25 years after the release of the first film, which famously starred Robert De Niro, Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson, Blythe Danner, and Terry Polo. The Focker family is expanding. See #Focker-in-Law only in theaters Thanksgiving 2026, reads the post. And this is meant to be almost a mirror to the original film from 2000 because Ben Stiller is now at the same age that Robert De Niro was for the filming of the first movie. So
no way.
Yep.
Seriously?
Yep.
What age is that?
That's a good question. But Ben Stiller mentioned that he is that age now, and that's why they're looking at revisiting that idea. But it would be with Ben Stiller's character's kids meeting their prospective in-laws. So, and also Ariana Grande got added to the cast recently.
Oh, Lance will be excited.
No idea on who she is playing just yet, but it must be a pretty decent-sized role for them to pick up Ariana Grande while she's fresh off of Wicked and all the awards that's won. No plot details yet.
Yeah.
Did you find the age?
Did I find the what?
Oh, nothing. I thought you were looking for an age.
I was not looking for an age. I was looking for something else. That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Champy's world-famous fried chicken. They bring you the final hour of the show every day. Fantastic fried chicken that is brined overnight and cooked to order with all the great homemade sides and desserts. Champy's is right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. A great dine-in experience for food and drink, but also easy-to-go orders at champyschicken.com. Don't forget the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster, for all your tailgate needs this season. It's Sterling and the crew down at Champy's Chicken. I was looking for the story. Sad story. A 12-year-old had died in South Carolina. He got and you guys in the chat room I know have seen this story. I was telling Tyler and Forster about it yesterday. A brain-eating amoeba.
What?
From swimming in a lake in South Carolina. And you guys know I worry about everything. Apparently in warm lake, river, water, like even in our lakes, this amoeba is there. But it's when it passes through your nose and somehow gets in it's rare that it happens, but occasionally it has happened. And sadly it did for this 12-year-old in South Carolina, that it passed from the nose membrane into the brain, and it kills your brain. There's nothing they can do about it. And you can search it online and stuff. It's when water is forced up in your nose, like if you're jumping off a rock or dive into the water. They talk about, nose plugs or holding your nose. And I remember I used to get made fun of.
Holding your nose?
I don't swim well, but when I did learn to tread water enough to jump into pools or into the lake, I always hold my nose. Are you a nose holder when you jump into the water? No?
I'm not, but I might be now.
Yeah, I was shocked that this. It's rare. It's so rare it's making the news. But it was frightening because a lot of people around here spend a lot of time in the lakes all over the place.
Yeah, that is very sad.
Go check that out. Prayers to the family up there. Rare brain-eating amoeba. I can't say it, amoeba. That is in the news now today. All right, final thoughts on the show today before we get out of here. By the way, still to come this week, I hope you enjoyed Tyler Siskey and Taylor Tannenbaum today. All of our guests yesterday, E.G., who'll be in Auburn tomorrow in Tuscaloosa. On the show, you don't even know this yet, Danny Cannell, supposed to be on the show tomorrow. Florida State quarterback, Sirius XM, CBS Sports, scheduled to be with us. Kaylee Manziel will join the show tomorrow. She covers South Carolina football. We'll talk to Kaylee about camp going on. The great Tom Hart is going to join us a little bit later this week, we hope. The great Tom Hart. Some of you met him first with the Atlanta Braves when he was the dugout reporter, post-game, pre-game. Now he's one of my favorite play-by-play guys in not only football but basketball and baseball. So we'll get DK and Tom Hart before the week's over with today.
And 9 hot dogs.
Yeah, we got to work on the hot dog thing as well. Before we go, though, couple of things I didn't get to. One of them, Marcelo Zuna for you Braves fans. We got a pennant race coming up here at 12:15. Ush is ready to talk baseball with you guys, but it looks like Marcel Ozuna is going to be on the trading blocks for the Braves. Tigers, Brewers, Padres, likely landing spot. And then this craze continued at the All-Star game. Ketel Marte joined Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Joe Burrow, and now Andre Johnson as celebrities, athletes who had their home robbed while they were at a function. Mahomes and Kelsey and Burrow, all when they were playing primetime football games, got their home burglarized. Marte, when he's playing in the All-Star game, all from the same, they believe the same ring that is targeting athletes. Do you post on social media when you're going on vacation or anything?
I actually had this conversation. It was a couple of years ago, and I was going on a trip with my family, and we were going to be gone for 2 weeks. And my dad was like, you need to be careful about, the first day that we're gone, sending anything out, because there's someone that, knows where we live, and they see,
That's right.
You're in another country, you're probably not going to be home tomorrow. It's not safe.
Yeah, we always talked about that on the show back in the day. It was like, we had a more intense security system at our house, because when I did late local news, because they knew I would be
gone
5, 6, and 10 every night. Even though somebody was at the house, I wasn't there, so I was always scared that they knew I'd be at 10 o'clock at night. They knew where I would be. These athletes,
you can't avoid that.
yeah, you know where the schedule is.
Yep.
You know when they're on TV, and this, I'm trying not to use the word cartel, but apparently the FBI and those that are investigating believe they're from another country, and they're in our country, and they're targeting high-profile athletes and some musical stars too, because when their concerts are going to be. But these athletes, Mahomes and Kelsey and Burrow, like I saw on Quarterback, the documentary that's on Netflix, that Joe Burrow did not buy one of the Batmobiles. Like he apparently was, he's got money.
Yeah.
I think he's still single, but he's got a lot of money anyway. He wanted to buy one of the Batmobiles, but he got robbed before he bought this. And he was like, why do I want to have that at my house? Yeah. Why do I want to spend money on this for somebody to come steal stuff from me?
I'm surprised that people are successfully committing these crimes. I don't love using the word successfully because that sounds like a positive.
Yeah.
But you would think, and I'm sure they do, but these people have obviously found a way around it, have intense security systems because, all of these players are making a boatload of money, live in very nice houses, I'm sure, in very, very nice neighborhoods. And it's kind of crazy that these people are successfully breaking and entering their homes. It's sad and it's scary too.
My friends at one of the NFL camps said that the NFL security had a conversation with them about, people know when your games are. Take extra precaution, extra security.
It's sad. It's awful. And they haven't caught any of the people.
As far as I know, and I haven't stayed on top of the story, but I have not seen where they've apprehended any of these people yet.
It's a shame.
It is. Thank you to all of you guys for being part of the show today. Thank you to Tyler, Siskey, Taylor, Tannenbaum for some good information. If you missed either of those interviews or our conversation with EG, all podcasted for you wherever you get your podcasts, including Apple and Spotify, iHeart, and of course on our YouTube channel forever. 25 days away from week 0. The Pennant Grace, the Meltdown, all still to come on the platforms today. Until next time, Taylor and I are back with you tomorrow. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.